He's such a giggly boy, but welcome
Oh
back,
my
ladies and
god.
gentlemen. And here we are. It's finally time for the grand finals. We just got everything set and ready. We just made sure all of our players, all of our maps are ready to
Go,
go.
Phil.
And oh, is that someone? Hey, hey, special guest apparently. So not only do we have a
Oh my
co-caster right
god.
now, make PandaUser, but we also have a special guest, the guy who is basically watching someone else take his spot, take his crown, Mr. Floki. So hey, Floki, it's time. You know, this is the QT4 Grand Finals. You were our champion from QT3. What do you expect here from this matchup, DavidBane versus Xenos?
Kaya
Ano?
mo yan.
Come on!
Ano?
English Tagalog,
This
either
will be a
works.
great match
Ah,
between
shit.
those two.
Okay,
Yes,
then.
it's going to be a great match, but what do you expect from the
Oh no, I thought you were a champion. You should know more about the game, my friend.
just
I still go for Xenos all the way from
okay,
start
Sinus
to
Sino.
man.
bottom. Yeah,
Some
Okay,
Sinus
nice.
fans in the chat right
There
there.
you have it.
but
Yeah,
GLHF for DavidBane, of course.
of course, of course. He
Of
was the
course.
QT2 champion. And I have one more question before you should shut the hell up and let us pass. Are you ready for tomorrow's Masters Plus bracket? Are you confident to take down all the big names?
No, I'm confident that they will take me down.
Wise
Yeah,
words,
I'm
wise
very,
words.
very confident that they will take me down.
Okay, okay. I'm glad to hear that. So I'll see you in Quarantine 5 Gold to Diamond where you can defend your crown
Yeah.
next.
Shout out kay mga opponents ko. Magkaibigan tayo, huwag niyo akong
Uh,
bugbugin.
Um,
it's
great
just
segment, guys.
oh
Great
my
segment.
god.
You know, I'm
Great
supposed to be doing
segment.
DreamHack right now, right? But you know, I'm here for quarantine. We're still going on. Can we please start so I can actually finish this one?
Yeah.
So we can go into the next
Bye-bye.
one. Panda, shut up! Let's go.
Oh my
Proper
god.
casting time.
Okay,
Proper
proper
casting.
casting, proper casting.
Oh, this is
I'm
bias.
like I'm like losing it
I know
because
you always
um
do.
yeah, I always do, but dude, like I was casting like I mentioned a while ago, Rainbow Six Siege. I think I was losing it in mentally because dude, I kept getting the names wrong. I kept getting the spells wrong. Solo casting is hard, especially when it's Rainbow Six Siege, a game that you're not so good
Oh
in
yeah.
and
Okay.
not
Okay.
confident in. Like, and seeing StarCraft 2 right now, dude, it's a very heartwarming thing. Like, oh, I can mess around with it because I already know the game. I can be serious at the same time when needed to be. It's very, you know, a very warming thing. Just going back to your roots to StarCraft 2.
That's true. That's true. And I was about to give you shit about, it's hard to solo cast, but yeah, it's true. Especially
Yeah,
if it's a
but
game. No, no, no,
no.
no, no. I'm not done. Because if it's a game you're not familiar with, it really is. I understand that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to solo cast also if it's something that isn't, in my repertoire. If it's like Overwatch, StarCraft, Valorant, that kind of thing. I really insist on having a co-caster. But hey,
Yeah, man.
it's time to insist on this Fat Mic affair. It's best of 5, and we are going to be going into Error Dream first and foremost. Let's get into our first game, PandaUser, and it is now time for our PVT. Enough of the jokes. It's all about seriousness because this is the grand finals of the Quarantined 4 tournament. So introducing first PandaUser. On the bottom left, it is the man, the myth, the legend himself, our boy! From all the way from Kingdom Come, from the history of StarCraft 2 in the Philippines, it is Xenos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And his opponent, this man is hungry for another championship. This man is priming himself to get even further success in the quarantine set. He is the magician that knows every trick in the book. It is our Red Protoss, DavidBane.
God damn, you're David Blaine.
DavidBane, Blaine. I'm
Oh
glad
my
you picked up on
goodness.
that. But here we go. It's time for the Protoss versus Terran. So let's go into our game, Mr. Panda. It's actually time to take this as seriously as possible because these guys deserve it. They have made it at this far. We are coming really, really late into the night, and it's high time to see Xenos versus DavidBane. So quick
Yeah.
little recap about Xenos' career. He's been long time player, a big time player all throughout in the SC2 scene. Something to note also, he was really one of those representatives to Turkmenistan time all the way back in 18. He's also had a lot of success in other games that I do like Overwatch. He was part of the World Cup team last year, and hey, he is back to his roots. And something he loves to play is that starport play. But for DavidBane in the meantime, We've seen him play a lot of that gateway unit composition.
Yeah.
Loves going for that Blink Stalker, loves going for that Adepts, and we'll see right now if Xenos can stem the tide of DavidBane or can the Magician go for the Shades and go for the takedown in behind.
Yeah. So like going back to the point that Xenos really likes his starport play, it's because the Widow Mines, starting out. Let me just finish my point there. Like it's a factory, yes, but when you go for the starport play, the Widow Mines have been buffed. That's why apparently in the new patch, because apparently they don't get revealed anymore when they're deeply burrowed in a better way. So when he transitions from that, he goes to the Liberator and maybe even some Banshees. Like I've noticed Xenon, he's just trying to put more pressure onto the opponents, and he knows his stuff. Dude, this is like Wings of Liberty style to Heart of the Swarm. Like he's like showing how it's done, the old-fashioned way, but in a better way.
That's true, that's true. It feels like he's trying to update his game every single time, because even though he's slipping kind of on the new timings, especially as we've seen him try to play that new bio focus, he still understands how to come ahead in terms of both the macro and the micro. So kudos to Xenos there. Even though he's our boy, someone who's maybe believer is DavidBane. So while Xenos is our personal friend, DavidBane is our fellow race player, because we are both Protoss players. So I don't really know who to root for right now. No biases here, but we are going to get that 2-based Wild Council play. We've seen him do this quite a lot already. DavidBane loves to go for that Blink Stalker. I love Hearting. In the meantime though, for Xenos, something you took note was the Widow Mine. And yeah, the Widow Mine now, they get invisible when you build that armory. It's the newest patch there. You don't need Drilling Claws anymore. For now though, they won't have that red marker yet. That's when you know they're invisible or not. But Xenos playing it very defensively, gonna be fending off anything that can come his way sometime soon.
Yeah. So very curious to see that what DavidBane is going through. He's building like 2 additional gateways. I think he's going for a Blink Stalker push if he can. But knowing my guy Xenos right here, if he does scout this anytime soon, but which he hasn't really sent a scout just yet, not even a scan. I think he's focusing on the mules. Oh, I think he's gonna be pushing with these. I mean, oh no, it's not. It's just the Marines going in the front and probably he's shooting. He shot. He shot his.
Okay, Panda.
Like,
there used to be a thing. There used to be a thing back in the Roman Empire that's called the decimation. When they fail, you execute 1 out of 10, and I think that was already Mr. Xenos saying, if you guys don't pick up your slack, you're not gonna be able to have some grub, and you're not gonna be able to survive this fight. But Xenos, it's time for the drop play. DavidBane though should be wary of this after facing off against a good drop player such as Jack the Raper there. Coming out that one out, 2-0. Should be ready for it, but DavidBane already setting up a concave, 2 pylons. I like this here from DavidBane. He's making sure there's no Artosis pylons whatsoever to have all of that vantage point. Drop though, gonna get spotted immediately, and Xenos a little too hungry for the trigger finger. Gonna get spotted out, and oh my god, DavidBane not paying attention, but eventually gets the pull in time, so neither drop gets the big blow up that Xenos is looking for.
Yeah, good reaction by DavidBane right there, avoiding those probes into their timely doom. But yeah, as I see, I think not so much is happening right now. I think both of these players are just playing it defensively. I think Xenos has seen the unit, so it could be a push. That's why he's reacted to this. He's put out his tanks. He's actually made so much more SCVs. But yeah, seeing as how the gateways and even the robotics facilities were right there, I think it was a time push. And there you have it. That's a Liberator right there. Like that shadow, it's like thinking emoji.
It's a looming threat,
okay,
honestly, Panda.
It's putting it out there. But
I like
that shadow, okay?
Why are you
shadow.
why are you so happy about your own statement, Panda? What the hell? But
yeah, man.
Oh my god. But in all honesty,
Hey,
guys,
man.
thinking emoji, looming threat, same banana, different kind of color, but
Yeah.
Xenos is just doing harassment. He really just wants to bother David. But behind all of this, Xenos is very happy to play macro. He's trying to find a feel for things. He's trying to find a composition that he's used to, and the starport play is something he is used to, sure, but it's more harassment rather than full commitment of the build. So he's kind of playing it old school, Marines and Siege tanks, really showing that he is that kind of player coming in from the earlier parts of the SC2 scene.
Yeah. I mean, good deny by the third base right there, but he cancels it out anyway. David Bain is playing this a bit too slow. He may be going for the third base, but he has like less units because he's gone for so much tech. But at the same time, does he even have upgrades for his units aside from the fact that yeah, he has blink, but he doesn't have upgrades for his units just yet, right?
I mean, he's getting it
Oh,
right now. He has
he's
the
one
forge
attack.
set up, engineering,
Okay.
but also trying to get things done. And I think he's just trying to mirror Xenos as much as possible. You do want to be in the ballpark when you're expecting a
Yeah.
bio push, especially that 1-1 timing. Here we go, no put the meta back out in front. Stalker's getting the free shots. Blink Stalker to reveal it, and we'll be getting on away. Charge lot's going to be up and running very, very soon. But Xenos
Yeah.
very, very confident of this push Panda, and with 4 siege tanks in the Raven, I feel that is going to be the case here.
Yeah, look, look, Xenos is in a favorable position here. Like, those are 4 siege tanks. And 2 Immortals and Blink Stalkers aren't going to be cutting the cake right now. He should cancel that Nexus, which he did as soon as I said it. And even the Pylon, the probe goes down at the same time, denying the third base. And at the same time, Xenos will be commanding this position from here and there. So, DavidBane is going to be finishing up with his charge lots. He does have a Colossus. It looks like Xenos does decide to back down from this. He doesn't want to risk his Marines dying. It looks like a Widow Mine is... Oh no, it's not there anymore. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it looks like a Raven gets caught out with the fray. Goodness me. It does go down by the Blink Stalkers. A bit of a blunder, but yeah, nothing too bad to be replaced. I mean, what is 200 gas to a Terran player? But then again, that was a detector, so...
Yeah,
But
there's a
yes.
lot of things. But I just gotta
Yeah.
say though, for Xenos, I think it just wasn't part of the control group. It feels like he was trying to migrate that a little differently, and in the end got left behind, unfortunately. And you know, that 200 gas, it can be upgrades, Manda. So it kind of hurts Xenos in the long run. Since he's not really going for a big gas-heavy push. He's staying on Marines
Yeah.
as well as Siege tanks. So all the gas there is going onto the tanks rather than 4 infantry units. 4 skills though are into play. DavidBane trying to separate the action onto 2 fronts. And Xenos able to get away with the Aura of Command surviving. And the SCVs also staying its put. Really good stuff there from Xenos. See, even though the force fields were there, it feels like for Xenos he had just enough to force out DavidBane instead to back off.
Yeah, but you know, seeing how things how they are, DavidBane's gonna have to work something out, like siege tanks, marauders. Well, you know, not so much on the. I mean, not so much on the marauders, but DavidBane's gonna have to increase his unit count because Xenos is just pulling out so much Marines and marauders from his arsenal. Like it's going to spell bad for DavidBane if he can't counter push this as well. Like if he gets pushed, or if the Xenos gets pushed, but at the same time he counters as well, David has nothing left, to be honest. Like
That's true. That's true. If it's a trade battle, Xenos should
Yeah.
be able to pull ahead with that work count. But here we're going right now. High ground for Xenos, setting up with those siege tanks. And here for DavidBane, it's really just those clutch units. We talk about this a lot for Protoss. Usually it's the Immortal, but in a scenario like this, it's the Colossus as well as that lone disruptor. Seems like DavidBane looking for a big boom yet again. He was able to do so earlier on in the semi-final. And oh my god! In the heart of those Marines! That's a big blow against Xenos. And if DavidBane plays it in this style, that he's always able to get some big chunks of the army, and he's just hanging back, I think this is going to be looking really good for our Protoss player.
Yeah, but you know, not so much. Not so much was taken out from Xenos' army because he's just refreshing his units left and right. You can see the production tab, like Xenos is pumping out way much more units than what DavidBane is pumping out right now. And to be honest, if something does happen if something does happen to DavidBane at this point, and he even denies the drops as well. But yeah, good defense by Xenos right there.
Yeah, he just gets in the way. Small victories though, that's still substantial, Panda. You can't really deny the fact that the Disruptor got the big hit. And for DavidBane, that is always good. If he, oh my god, that's a beautiful pick off.
Even denies the drop as well.
Yeah, he's really denying
good,
things.
good reaction by
back to my
DavidBane
point
right
though,
there.
real quick, Panda. It really is. If these Colossi are still surviving, if this bulk is alive, and you're getting free hits like that, it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter that Xenos can get the refresh because that's still resource drain there from Xenos. Eventually, he will run out of space. Eventually, he'll run out of time. Even though Xenos right now is on 3 base, and oh my. DavidBane has shown that he loves playing that DT, but he's even going for Blink Dark Templar, trying to infiltrate onto those bases.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be looking forward to
DT
dropping these
time.
units as well.
He's already
Even on the
DT'd.
other bases, looks like the Dark Templar is going to be uh, seen as well at the same time. Looks like they are caught out at, at this pivotal moments.
DavidBane trying to deal with this third base, but surprise to him, Xenos has not just one, but two of these planetary fortresses set on up. It's actually the fourth base here, and now Xenos in the meantime gonna be all the way onto the north side, but the Dark Templar taking care of 26 workers there. So DavidBane right now on the economy lead, but how long will that last? As DavidBane, his fortress gets shut down, that's absolutely huge there. Even the gateways, these pylons are gonna get outpowered, and Xenos just getting the final blow there, gonna be scanned into play. Another potential shutdown. Wants to go for the Dark Shrine first, get rid of the DT threat as much as possible. And well, if you say those workers go down, Xenos says everything else is gonna be falling flat into your face. What a shutdown here from our blue Terran, and what a strike to say the least. Panda. Mr. Xenos, the ultimate opportunist, and he shut down everything here. DavidBane, we were complimenting earlier on for the natural pylons, but I guess here on the main, kind of forgetting that with only one power grid, everything is gonna fall apart at the seams, as +2 right now is coming online very soon. Seems like though our SCVs are dying left, right, and center on the side again because these DTs are doing all they can. Scan right now gonna be coming on through yet again. 11 SCVs have fallen. So in the end, substantial damage on both sides. DavidBane able to come ahead in the economy, but Xenos still with a pretty big army chunk, to say the least. Okay. So Mr. Panda, I think he's dead. Panda! But don't worry about it, guys. We'll be continuing on. DavidBane gonna be setting up to go to the low ground there. Wants to even get that rich Vespine, guys. There's something to note though. It really isn't too much anti-air here from Xenos. He wants to play the ground-based composition. He's going for the Ghost as well. But yeah, as I say that, there are no Vikings to deal with the Colossi. It's really just all about trying to get the outrange with the Siege tanks. And with Disruptors here to play from DavidBane, I think that can be heavily punished by our Protoss player. So in any case, Siege tanks set up again. High ground right now being taken. And this is what Everdream is all about. Using the advantage of that range for the Terran. Make sure to take that altitude. And it's gonna be high time to go for the brawl yet again. Trying to get in position right here, right now. Looking to get in to the fray. Beautiful hit though from the Disruptor, but it's not gonna be decisive enough. Here we go yet again. Chunk into the front line. Corpse is getting strong, but Xenos still surviving in so many good ways. Oh, well. Things are looking so solid so far, and in the meantime, it's still all about the high ground here for Xenos. He wants to go for the fight, but these Disruptors getting the Purification over refresh very soon. The Disruptor soldiers charging on in, will get taken down. It's a big bulk of units though from DavidBane, and he's trying to go for quality over quantity. The AoE damage doing all it can. Xenos having to back on that as the Siege tanks get vaporized, and that is the problem there. If you have nothing to deal with the Colossus, in the end, it's just overall power plays there from DavidBane. High Templars getting a Side Storm. Archons right now gonna get warped on in. In the meantime, here comes Xenos again trying to go for a strike or two onto that main base. And it seems like we are gonna be getting an engagement here, Panda, as more and more of these units come in from the Warp Press. Zealots are in position. Shockwave though gonna be soon and ready. And Xenos again with his twin titan. Fortress spits on the big one again. Purification Nova game from DavidBane is absolutely magical.
Yeah, like coming from these clashes here and there, I think Xenos is his only way to like divert his armies is to have multiple drops left and right, even more than before. Like this main army is gonna lose its fuel somehow, and Xenos is just dropping Marauders and Marines even in the main base. He's just going for it, my guy.
He really wants to shut down the power, and he realizes that for DavidBane, he's not putting too many pylons here, but that is going to be a good shutdown. Blink Stalkers to get rid of that minipack with a few of those Marauders there, and Xenos right now is a little bit in the hole. He's down in the economy. He has 3 of these bases. This base has been hampered by DT, hounded by them so much. But it is 1, 2, 3, 4 actually compared to the 1, 2, 3, 4 also of DavidBane. But it really feels like our Protoss has been amassing a fortune rather than what Xenos is doing, where he's really trying to refresh his units. And apologies for not counting the base correctly, guys, because my TV cuts off that west side of Everdream. So yeah, this is a little unfortunate, but beyond all of that, it's still Xenos trying to get in position as DavidBane goes over to the west again and might be able to catch on to his medevac for free.
Yep, is it going to? No, it's not. Okay. So Xenos does scan the upper left position, and looks like the Liberators will be getting shots here and there, but unfortunately, it's gonna get taken down by those Stalkers here and right now. Xenos is going to be taking this fight. Unfortunately, the Protoss player goes back, using those Stalkers left and right. All of the Zealots are gone, and the Disruptors don't have shots in them left. And fortunately for DavidBane, he's got resource bank, like you said. Like he's gonna keep refreshing those units, and Xenos is actually in a very hard place right now because of those because of losing in economy right now. It's like, but three looks like 3 damage is going to be going for DavidBane, and also for 3 arm. Oh, sorry, 3 damage for the bio for the Terran, and at the same time, the Protoss will be getting the armor.
But hey, here we go again, Mr. Panda. Disruption from that one.
It doesn't connect. It connects on the tank, but
yeah, it's not flashy enough. You don't get the big boom. But as you say, you know, the upgrades. The upgrades do make a difference. That plus 3 on the Protoss is very, very scary. It really maximizes the quality of these Colossi. And that's something about the Colossi. They have not fallen. They are just there. They are surviving. They're adding damage. Even though they're not the ones getting the kills, it doesn't matter because just the fact that they exist cook up any kind of Terran play. And that's something we've noticed. You know, the Disruptor forces the split, but the Colossus forces them to back on that. And Xenos right now staying on the high ground. Siege tank set up again, going for the shots, and this is where Xenos really shines on the high ground here on a map like this. But as I say that, on the west side, I believe it's units being killed. Oh my god, the Dark Templar drop onto the natural. 15 SCs have gone down, and this is going to be a good cook-off on this second base.
Yeah, you know, very unfortunate for Xenos. He's like losing SCVs left and right. He's lost 15 SCVs. Dark Templars paying for what they're worth, with like 375 minerals and 375 gas for 15 SCVs that can actually mine those as well. I'm good. Like, that's all in for me.
It really is. And hey, here we go again. DavidBane right now staying on the high ground. Another medevac gonna get caught in the open. Now, just quick little FYI, guys, if you are coming in for the DreamHack Summer Qualifier Taiwan Hong Kong bracket, then I will be doing that afterwards. I know a number of streams are doing that as well, so please support them, including ISY Productions. But right here, right now, it's gonna be DavidBane concaving, finally shutting down this twin planetary fortress base. The Nova is there in the middle yet again. Here we go right now with the buyer trying to give chase, but another big boom, little bit of micro there. Eventually, though, DavidBane hesitating, doesn't really commit into that one. These disruptors now getting caught in their folly, but it's very bad here for Xenos. His siege tanks aren't set up, and it is high time for DavidBane to go for the bush. Never mind, the siege tanks are ready to go. The shock cannons are there, forcing the Protoss to back on off. And even though DavidBane has a good money back, he doesn't want to just throw his units into the wind. He doesn't really know that Xenos is also busting his back really, really badly.
Yeah, I mean, Xenos is gonna have to try and chase down this army, but unfortunately there are no ghosts that's going to be providing like those EMPs. EMPs are really important. Never mind. Speaking of the devil, the EMPs are going to be
oh my god, no! The siege tanks are getting some free damage,
no,
and it is on behind time. The ghosts try, but they will fall, and this is gonna be a good push here from the Protoss. Catching up the siege tanks again is absolutely huge. Shockwave, so come one more time. And I feel like for Xenos, he's kind of forgetting a little bit of his tenets of Starport play. He's not building Vikings whatsoever to deal with Colossus. Sure, the ghosts are cool, but if they don't really get the catch on, it's not going to be enough. And here we go again with DavidBane pushing forward. Xenos, though, in the meantime, step backing again. And it really goes to show the power of the Marauders, but still not going to be enough. Either side going for the blow. Beautiful Nova again onto the east side. And well, DavidBane holding the line. Xenos still surviving. But it really feels like for Xenos, he's missing a piece of the puzzle, which he has solved already.
Oh, Dark Templars are
Dark Templar.
Okay, tanks are all gone. The Dark Templars have done their job. Looks like it's time for the main Protoss army to come in, but unfortunately for them, they can't catch flying units. And Stalkers are the wrong choice. You could have been... Oh, never mind. Those are Dark Templars at the same time.
Mr. Panda, you are faster cursing yourself. And it is high time for DavidBane to get the punish again. Beautiful blink forward, catching all those medevacs. And I think this is game, set, and match. There is nothing Xenos has anymore. He has 25 army, only these 39 workers over what, 3-4 bases, which has minimal amount of resources. And I really feel like for Xenos, he's just been one of our best Starport players in the PH scene, but he's forgetting to build Vikings. I don't know if it's not part of his build or anything, but he really needs to shut down these Colossi, because just the amount of damage they give in the first place is such a big change. He does have the proper reaction against the high temp with the Ghost. He has some really good micro. He's able to get the these siege tanks in position, but without the staying power with the Vikings to force these Colossi to back off, those siege tanks are just getting cooked with a pretty quick A move.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So like, man, like these are just like all mineral units. And
GG's
Liberators
called.
and GG's called. DavidBane is going to be taking the first game right here and then.
Yes, sir. DavidBane with the first trick of the book, and he will take that first victory. Again, though, one more reminder, guys. DreamHack Summer Qualifiers, Taiwan, Hong Kong, they should be starting on all the other channels. I really recommend IS Buhay Productions. Besides that, I know there are also some English and Korean broadcasts going on, but that's going to be one of the last times I've been mentioning it for this game, because this is really want to focus on this grand finals, because this is going to be an absolute doozy, Mr. Panda. DavidBane, though,
Yep.
with the first victory on Everdream. And what can you say about that magician play, as we are going to be moving on into our second map, which will be Deathaura LE?
Yeah, I mean it's good to know and good to see that DavidBane has been like defending and at the same time attacking properly at the same time. But yeah, but it just goes to show you that DavidBane reacted properly as well. Senna's just lacking a bit units like the maybe the Vikings. Oh, actually, yeah, he is lacking the Vikings versus the Colossus. The ghosts were there, yes, to deal with the storms and the shielded units, but yeah, he needs Vikings like to go up against those Colossus, because three Colossus were actually just in like in the game. I mean, through all the clashes, the Colossus were still standing. May have been getting damage done with the siege tanks, but he's forgotten some of the Vikings.
It's unfortunate, because I really feel like Xenos' Viking control is so good in so many ways. It's been historically one of his best units, alongside what the Banshee, the Liberator, and all I gotta say about Xenos, just you gotta remember your stuff. You gotta remember who you are. Remember who you are, Simba.
Oh my
Yeah, but we are gonna be getting into game number 2. DavidBane versus Mr.
yeah.
Xenos on Deathaura LE. And I think DavidBane might whip out something a little different coming into this map. It's gonna be really interesting to note what potentially this could be in the first place. But hey, it is gonna be time to get into our second map of this best of 5. Winner here will be crowned the champion of the QT4. And something to note also is these are gonna be the prizes we're giving away for this one. I have a screen for it, Mr. Panda. It's 1,200 for first place plus the ROG headset, 800 for second. So both of these players are in the money, which is pretty interesting to see. But I think we are gonna be second map is Everdream. Okay. So apparently we're given the wrong calls. Apparently it's okay. It's okay. No worries about that. We'll quickly fix that up, and we'll be right back. Panda.
Ah, okay, so ni-remake yung laro.
Panda. I have something to tell you. Or lore live
What's
na,
up?
by the way. Hey, when you have such an intense game, and you
Ah,
forget that that was literally the map you play.
mm,
Two players. So the funny thing is, our two players thought our next map was Everdream,
yeah.
but apparently, and there you go. No one listed it. Oh, I see. Pillars of Gold is listed as fifth for us. Interesting. So we're just gonna be coordinating it. But yeah, Panda.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. You know, human error is a thing, and we'll be looking to just finalize our map order. So it's ever we got that, and then sub as in that. I see POG. That's what I got. I got that's confirmed then. This set then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's confirm this set then. You know, we're just making sure everything is fine. I just want to coordinate with the guys that this is what map set we're gonna be getting. We got Everdream, that Aura, Submarine, Ice and Chrome, and Pillars of Gold. Yeah, okay lang naman. Okay, sounds good. So we just want guys, consent is key, and we're just making sure everything is fine and dandy. So we are gonna be getting into our second map already. We're making sure that everything is fine and dandy there, and we're confirming that map full yet again. It is going to be that Aura LE for our second map. So things happen sometimes. We'll be popping Mr. Phil in real quick. As what happened there? Invite to game, invite to game. Should be good to go. But Panda, after that
Yep.
first game, what do you think DavidBane has of an edge compared to Xenos?
Um, the fact that maybe just the unit compositions, like it goes to show that as a returning player it was lacking, but at the same time David Bain just had a lot more units. Yeah, I think it was the unit composition at the same time that was happening, because yeah, it was pretty much lacking. I really thought he would actually mix it up with liberators and siege tanks, which is like nice to see. I mean, even if you don't have Vikings, maybe liberators could have
Oh
been
yeah, that's a
nice as
good
well.
suggestion. I kind of forgot about one then too. Liberators,
Yeah,
especially like it feels like for David Bain, he wanted to build more Colossus, but he's also trying to bait things out in a way. And
yeah,
without neither the Vikings nor the Liberators, I've been hearing also that there is that magic number for Vikings to be efficient in the first place. And in an instance like that, it really feels like for Xenos, he just didn't do either way. He kind of stayed too much on the ground. That's for certain. And for David Bain there, he's able to take the advantage. And now we move on into game number 2, and this one will be the map of Deathaura LE. So let's go, guys. Into the match we go. Introducing first on the top left, the Starport Master himself. Kind of forgetting about that one, but I really have a lot of hope and trust for this returning player. It's our blue Terran, Xenos. In the meantime, on the bottom right, it is gonna be high time for our red Protoss to actually whip things out yet again. It is gonna be David Bain staying on. So Panda. Just looking back at
yes,
that match, really was just a little bit of wasted opportunity there for Xenos. Now it really feels like he's one of those masters of harassment with Starport units, but yeah, it really feels like he's just not complementing his ground-based composition with them. You already have the Vikings that we've been talking about extensively, which is more of a easier counter. But then you can also try to impose your will on the ground with the Liberators if there just isn't enough there, and of course with the Disruptors themselves that they can't shoot. You're basically having empty supply against Libs, and I can really see that basically having any complementary units will really help him out. It will force like the Stalkers to go out of their way to shut down any air units. It'll go force the Stalkers to go out of their way to potentially be in the line of sight of Ghosts and Siege tanks. And maybe that small little component there from Xenos could have given
yeah.
him the edge because he had the advantage in terms of the macro game for so long.
Yeah, but he was lacking the units at the same time. Like, I think the timings are a bit off for Xenon right here and there, because I mean he knows his starts, he knows his ups and ends, but the timing on some of these units are actually like a bit off, if I say so myself. Like, there wasn't any Viking reaction to the Colos. There was a Liberator to harass, but didn't even really amass in them just to get, like, he used them defensively, the Liberators, and he just kept making Marines and Marauders at the same time. And look, oh wow, look at that! There's a bunker behind the Nexus.
And that's a sneaky little bunker, and does DavidBane know
Yeah.
that? It's not gonna happen. So, if Xenos isn't gonna win in a big engagement fight, then he's gonna try to bring in something a little cheeky. Reaper in the bunker, gonna be very, very pesky to say the least, and it's already going for shots onto the Nexus point right here, right now. Xenos gonna be trying to disrupt any kind of economy here from DavidBane. As here on Deathaura, it really does make a difference when you can do something a little cheeky. Because those acceleration zones, they pretty much amplify the speed of any kind of movement, including the workers who want to go for proxies, including the units who want to go for aggressive plays. And honestly, in a map like this, I really love it a lot because it just increases the aggression in so many ways for some of our players.
Yeah, looks like DavidBane is going to be going for that barracks, but unfortunately, it's not happening right here and now. But it's gonna keep repairing that bunker at the same time. Shields are going to be going down. It's going to be sooner or later. Oh, the SCP does go down, and looks like the bunker is in an optimum place to be destroyed.
It is time for it to go down. Can he actually get the salvage in time? That's the real question. He's gonna go for it and goes for the cluster bomb to slow things down. Beautifully done there by Xenos, even though he made a mistake there with the SCP. But again, Barley style here for DavidBane. It is gonna be Blink Stalkers coming into play one more time. And we've seen him to be a rarity here in the Gold to Diamond bracket. I remember from Quarantine 2, he was one of those players that loved to use spellcasters a lot more than many other Protoss players, including, well, the high temp. This time he's showing off the Disruptor, which is honestly a rarity for Gold to Diamond as well, because most of our lower tier players love to go en masse with the Colossi instead. And just having that little bit of the edge, having that micro capabilities really allows DavidBane to propel himself all the way to Grand Finals and take a 1-0 lead in this best of 5 set.
Yeah, looks like things are stabilizing here and there, but I'm just waiting to see what Xenos is going to be doing. Like knowing that he didn't actually scout the main base, so he doesn't really know what's gonna happen. I think the Widow Mine drop is like the best thing to happen right now. Yeah, he has. Has he seen the?
Yeah, he's seen his Wild Council. He got the Reaper out there in time as the Panda, so don't worry about it. Xenos knows what is exactly going on. He's expecting the same kind of build there from DavidBane, especially those pesky Stalkers, but will that change what Xenos is up to? I don't think so. Because it really feels like his build can work very well against our Protoss player. It has been refined in a way. He just has to be very, very careful in the late game. He just has to understand what kind of units he needs to complement his bulk. And as it's been said, Vikings, Liberators might be good components of that one. Here we go though with the Mine trying to get the drop on. Locks onto the Adept, we'll get that takedown. So 1 kill overall, not too bad. At least Xenos getting something this time. And something to note also about Deathaura is it's not really the full map experience on the tile set. There's some big gaps in the map, so it's a really smaller map per se, and at the same time gives a lot of safety for these flying units. But gotta be careful though, Xenos. Liberator time, but here comes the Stalkers trying to go for the push as well.
Yeah, man, I really don't think DavidBane should be moving out right now because his production line is being disrupted, and he knows that there's a drop somewhere in there. But yeah, he has some defensive points, and Xenos is going to spot this Stalker and Warp Prism, so he's gonna have
Stalker,
to.
though. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
he's
important
gonna have
Panda.
to defend this.
I think for DavidBane, he should be trying to get something done with the aggression. He is going to be losing Widow Mines here and there because he doesn't have the full firepower. So this is basically his time to try and even things up, or he will be in behind. It's not really an all-in per se, but looking at the numbers that he's bringing to the table, it might be close to it. Because he's going for an expansion on the third base, which is spouted out by Xenos already. Blink upward though to try and get the crippling blow, and it's gonna be high time for Xenos to pay attention. Siege tank though isn't ready, but it does get a siege on up, and beautifully executed here from DavidBane, going from as many shots as possible. The War Prism is still alive, going for the drop play as well, microing himself to the west side. DavidBane, now you see me, now you don't, but this time though, there's the blow. These Marines trying to brawl as much as possible. Siege tanks on both sides. Xenos still not going for the siege mode. He doesn't want to go for that splash damage in a way, because he knows that blink forward can't happen. And a surgical strike there from DavidBane, but in the end, it is very costly also for our Protoss player.
Yeah, like it was a good. Those were good engagements for like Xenos as well and for DavidBane, but at the same time, Xenos is ahead in supply and even in resources, so he can choose to actually push out and even like put more pressure. These stalkers aren't going to have much work done. I mean, one SCV, that's it, and at least he's not going to lose the warp prism.
The War Prism is very important, and I did like the fact
Yeah.
that the Blink Stalker to try and get a pick off onto the Siege Tank, but unfortunately for DavidBane, there's already a Siege Tank set up in behind in Siege mode. And for Xenos, he's keeping them on the tank mode because he doesn't want to splash down on his own buildings and units, and he knows that if the Blink forward comes, these Siege Tanks won't be able to get the damage done anyway. And as you
Yeah.
said, economy in favor is Xenos 2 base versus a starting off 3 base Protoss. Xenos can pull ahead still if he gets his 3rd base up and running, but with orbital commands, it does make a difference, and with barracks units, he can really go en masse and trade not only evenly, but in an optimal way.
Yeah. So like, there's so much resources per Xenon. Like, he should at least be making more bases with this, and he's gonna have to push. Recall does go down, but for what? Oh, it's a warp prism. Oh, but was it in harm's way? I don't think it was.
I mean, it can get caught. It can be safer than sorry, and that's Recall. Sure, it has a pretty long cooldown, but at the same time, if you're not gonna be doing anything with it anyway, then might as well get the Warp Prism out safely. Because DavidBane can't really go for committed too much with his big army if he doesn't spot out Xenos going for the push. And speaking of Xenos right now, it is gonna be that mid-game Raven yet again. Now we've seen this before. Hopefully this time he saves it. I really would love to see a big anti-armor here, courtesy of our Terran player Blink Stalker. Going for push on forward. Here we go right now with a drop. Does get rid of the armor there on the Immortal as well as the sentries and the stalkers, but it's still not enough here for Xenos. Not enough units, not enough damage, and this is DavidBane right now with the punish instead, backing on off from our medevacs.
Oh man, like Xenos might have lost a little bit too much there, but yeah, he's gonna have to try and recover from this position as well. Like, the army's is a bit of it in tatters, but there's so much workers like for Xenos right now, and he's gonna have to, okay. His 3rd base is going down. I think he's missing his timings a bit too much, and that's a lot of workers, my dude.
He's ready for it. He was en massing on the SCVs. He just was too busy. He was just too busy with the micro, I think. And something to note for DavidBane, he was very creative in all honesty, getting that 3rd base in a way that he went for a very, very very, very decisive push in a way wherein he committed a lot of stalkers, and if he got counterattacked there, he could have gotten punished with it going down. But oh no, who is disconnected? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, look, here we go. I hope everything is a-okay with our players. But yeah, back to my points. For DavidBane, he kind of got lucky that Xenos didn't really go for a push as early as he should. Xenos trying to go for a strike, but by that point, DavidBane was already prepared with the Immortals to begin with. And as you said, Warp Prism getting brought back into the fold. And there you go, that is just our Protoss having enough in the first place to defend. In any case, DavidBane not going for a fort. He's still feeling secure even though he is down by 30 army supply. And the real question is, can Xenos do anything about it by this point? There is no Colossi as of yet here for DavidBane. No disruptors whatsoever. There we go with the plane forward. Come on, Xenos though. He just wants a great engagement. And that's going to be the step back into the acceleration zone. Speed kill, speed boost from the green zone. And Xenos though, back off.
I mean, David's in a bad spot right now. He has no AoEs, and he's been actually getting 4th behind this. Apollo is being made, but it's not even in the right position right now. Siege tanks are a bit out of place. Marine Marauders are nearby, but it's gonna be a bit scary if he doesn't react. If David doesn't react to this as well.
Yeah, he's queuing up 3 Colossi right now. DavidBane knows he needs more of these. He's also going for Dark Templar just to make sure that he's gonna have that extra AoE, extra DOT rather, out of nowhere. And here we go yet again with the push. The Colossi right now gonna get protected by the Guardian Shield, and Xenos gonna be hanging on back still. Good push though from DavidBane yet again, forcing Xenos to retreat. And this is what we were talking about, not enough complementary units. These medevacs are just dying for free because there's nothing else shooting at the Stalkers. And as it's been suggested, either Liberators or the Vikings, but in this case, I'd love to see the Libs. You can go for a single Raven just to add up onto the damage with the anti-armor, but in all honesty, you just want to have some more direct damage. Speaking of direct damage though, drop line there onto the natural, some Zealots just able to infiltrate. And behind all of this, DavidBane is again able to do a very, very greedy approach. He's able to get on 4 base because of how Xenos is engaging, and DavidBane again holding the line in some good positions on this 3rd.
Yeah, and unfortunately, again for Xenon, he's not been making Vikings again. Like he's seen the Colossus, but he hasn't reacted to by making any more Vikings. He's actually making more Marauders and Marines, which is a bit unfortunate because he could lose this if he doesn't react properly to the latter parts of the game. But yeah, looks like he is steaming in. I think he's gonna take down that fifth base at the same time.
Yeah, this fourth base, I believe, is going to be going down. And this is what we're talking about. Hey, DavidBane, you got to be very careful when you're pushing. Does he even have strategic recall available? I don't think he has the energy for it. And I think he does, but it's not going to be on the proper base. And there you go, free base there for Xenos. This has been something we've been trying to talk about all throughout the game, Mr. Panda. Because DavidBane is playing so greedy. Any single time Xenos pushes and DavidBane is not ready for it, it is going to be a base going down. And here we go again. Xenos trying to play Miracle here. We'll be looking to shut down those pylons. In the meantime, still a big one there. And Colossus will go down. Both sides have engaged in the high ground and the low ground. How will Xenos respond though? As here comes DavidBane trying to go for the concave, but it's Xenos having bigger numbers in the first place. Dark Templar though gonna get warped on into the main base. And here we go yet again into a brawl on both the natural and the main. Overall though for Xenos, this is looking very effective because DavidBane is running his Colossi in, and that is gonna be a takedown again on the Strider. This is looking really good here for Xenos. Sloppy play from DavidBane compared to the previous one, and that is all she wrote, I believe, by this point in time. Does Xenos have enough to go for a scan again against those TTs? It seems like for Xenos though, he's looking for the shutdown. This pylon might be the best thing to get rid of in the first place, and this is going to be the power getting hampered yet again. Xenos with overwhelming numbers, keeping things up. He has a lot of gas in behind all of this, but it really goes to show with sheer numbers and the punish play actually happens. It's high time for Xenos to try and get one back. Colossus will go. That Disruptor though does get a little bit of a hit, and that's a beautiful chunk of units in all honesty, but apparently though, the Medivacs able to get the load in time. Disruptor only getting one kill, even though it was in such a good spot. And Xenos right now, my friend PandaUser, is looking to really just beat the crap out of DavidBane on the part where it hurts the most, that economy line.
Yes, DavidBane is actually in a bad spot right now. And did the Raven just die?
I mean, I've seen
the
Raven die. There's a fifth base here now.
There's a fifth base. Okay.
Yeah,
There was a Raven on the third, in between, in the middle of the third and fourth, second and third base a while ago. But yeah, going back to the point, wow, those tanks are just chilling there. Like, Xenos can choose to end this right now. Like, he's in such a good position. Like, he's creating so much Marines and Marauders. Like, he doesn't even need the Vikings at this point. Like, what are we waiting for? Just go crazy on the Protoss army.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
one Colossus is not enough. Two Colossus is not enough. Now, when you're playing Vikings, you kind of want to hit that sweet spot of Viking to 4 Colossus, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because, less than 3
there's a
defense. Oh, Disruptor! Disruptor does get the hit there. We have a few Vikings there. Not too bad. We only have 2 of them. It will be some good anti-air in the first place. And again, will at least allow the Medivacs to survive a little longer with different focus fire targets. On the other side, though, it's another drop play, I believe, as 9. No, those are the probes there on the 5th base, rather going down. And in the meantime, it's DavidBane now is on the most south side. Colossus is into play. Stalkers are there as well. For DavidBane, this is all he got, and Xenos can really just circumnavigate whatever bulk is there. Warp Prism gonna get caught, and goodbye to anything DavidBane wants to do on the other side.
Yeah, very unfortunate for DavidBane, but Xenos it's his game to win right now. Like, there's no question about it. Like, with 200 maxed out, I think Xenos is just gonna drop it in the main base and just looking forward to like refreshing his units at the same time.
High ground is so good for Artsera, and he's just tearing everything apart. Strategical right now might not be the best thing. Colossus is behind. Here we go again with the Disruptor. Doesn't get a good chunk. It does blow up a few units here and there, but again, Xenos decided to get the hell out of there with the Afterburner. Siege tanks go caught in the crossfire. Colossus right now trying to go for the cook, but DavidBane will fall, and it is Xenos tying things up. I think therefore, Mr. Xenos, he just got the proper opportunity, caught DavidBane out of position, and that was what we were talking about. Since Xenos had the bigger army, he can really shut down a base so quickly.
Yeah, like it just goes to show you that you don't really need Vikings to take down a Protoss army, do you?
It's really positioning. In all honesty, I feel like for DavidBane, he could have secured that so many times. He played exceptionally greedy, going for that many bases. But if he is out position and he doesn't have the recall, that is just gonna be a recipe for disaster for him. So it just falls apart at the seams, even though DavidBane doing some good work overall and trying to be as cheeky as possible, especially with the blink forward, the blink upward against Mr. Xenos. It really just goes to
Mhm.
show when you have that big mass of units and you are able to outposition and punish your opponent for their bases, that is where a bio-based composition can really work out in a more frontline manner, and he moves into drop play, something we have noticed to be strong, not only in the not only in the meta right now, but also in the map pool. Because we're getting so many maps right now, Panda, that there's really that triangle formation. You think about stuff like Deathaura, Ice and Chrome. You can even say Pillars of Gold, and
Yeah.
even Eternal Empire. There's really that triangle formation for the three bases. And I feel like that bio-based composition is just so strong, having the afterburners to hop up, hop down, and be as messy as can be. Oh
Hmm.
man,
But
that's why.
yeah,
That's
looking
Go ahead.
forward to the next game. I guess I think they're just setting up. Are they confused again by the maps?
No,
Uh,
no, no. They're asking for a little bit of a break. So our map pool right now has they're asking for a
Wow,
break.
like
Oh,
asking for a break and knowing it's the championship, man. Yeah, they're like hyping themselves up because it's an all score. They're mentally preparing each other because I gotta step up my game, etc., etc. Like I want to be a champion. I want that ROG headset. But yeah, if Xenos, if ever he does win, what does he do with it since he already owns one?
oh yeah, that's funny. So
He
let's go for a story time
sells it.
as a story time as well. We are gonna be moving into Submarine in just a bit. Still best of five. We are all tied up 1-1, and hopefully I can still make it to DreamHack. But by the look of things, this is gonna
Oh
be
man,
going the long haul. That's
as
fine.
much as I want to take over, like I
That's
don't
okay.
have
Don't worry about it. This is we do this
StarCraft
for
to install.
we do this for the communes, and just really goes to show. But hey, Xenos right now reacting a lot better. I like he's
Yeah,
complementing a few more units, and he didn't really overcommit on the Vikings. People can contest why build Vikings against 1, 2 colossus, but
he
it
overcommitted on Marine Marauders.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's the basic composition. But for Xenos, he's understanding a little more. That has to play to his real strengths. He has to play to his starport units. And again, I'd like him to play more optimally. He's still trying to come back from basically what Wings of Liberty, early Legacy of the
No, no,
Void at most meta.
early Legacy
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
Void.
exactly. Early Legacy of the Void. So
Early.
he might need to realize what are the numbers that he's looking for. And I feel like that's what he's doing. He's getting a feel for things. Okay, I'm used to using these units for this way, but how does it help me on the more main composition? I'd love to see him play those
Yeah.
Liberators truly, especially against those Stalkers. It will force out DavidBane to play a little more aggressively, and we've seen how many siege tanks Xenos likes to build, right? He is just so on point at setting up a really, really good fire range overall, and if he can bait out DavidBane there to basically get out of position and take all that damage, well, it is going to be high
Hmm.
time to shut down everything, which is the Marine and Marauders. Conversely, though, I feel like we're talking about Mr. Xenos too much there. For DavidBane, he has shown that he has the stuff. He has shown that he has the components for victory. His Disruptor play is actually pretty good. A lot better than many here in the Gold to Diamond bracket. He's actually one of those players who does, though. He does go for high temp. I'd love to see him go for a little more of a side storm later on. But
Yeah.
in all honesty, he just has to realize when he should expand, when he should not, and how he should position. Because that's how he was caught out last game. And then RLE, he was very greedy. He wasn't punished the first time because his unit composition was in position, and his unit composition was built to handle whatever Xenos could throw at him. But that second time wasn't. He was trying to go for an attack, and here comes Xenos swooping on in. There is no way he would win a base race like that for our Protoss players. So he had to defend, and he already lost that base. He strides on in.
Hmm.
The Colossi are given for free, and basically that's all she wrote from there. So I really feel like for Xenos, just needs to understand a little better on how he wants to build things. For DavidBane, just maximize his potential, clean up his act, and he should have the advantage.
Yeah. Like going back to that point that David Bain needs to avoid being greedy. Like he took too many bases and he did not unit up, and he just got overwhelmed by the Marine Marauders at the same time. And going to the next map, I think going to have to work out how and where to position there and then. I think.
I
Mm.
think these guys are well for Submarine Ellie. Looking into our next map, it is gonna be
Yeah.
the smallest map in the pool. I wouldn't be surprised to see some aggression here from either side. DavidBane has shown that he can actually play that proxy really well from the other series, so it might be high time to get into map number 3, Submarine Ellie. As we said, on the smaller side, it's a very interesting color palette, but this is the Quarantine number 4 Golden Time on Brackets Finals, and all I gotta say is this has been an amazing, amazing series. We have a former, a very, very long time former Master Grandmaster player in Phil DavidBane. In the meantime, one of these up and comers who has also been around the scene but has been really showing up in the Quarantine series. So in all honesty, Panda, there's a lot of potential from these
Yeah.
two guys in so many ways. But it is now high time to move into our next game, and it is gonna be a 1-1 scoreline. Submarine LE gonna be our map. And let's move into the battlefield.
There we go.
Here we go, PandaUser. Let's go into the match. A little bit of a stretch, a little bit of skedaddle, and let's introduce our players right here, right now. Here on the top left, it is our blue Terran, gained a comeback from that previous map, Xenos.
Yeah, you.
For many others, you might know him as Mr. Phil, Amura Ray, or whatever Smurf he wants to use in your game. But his opponents,
Oh my
this man
goodness.
needs no introduction. Famous for his magic throughout the lands, famous for breaking Batman's back. It's a combination of the two. It is gonna be our red Protoss, DavidBane.
Damn, you're DavidBane. Yeah, bit of a timing scout. Very obvious for the Protoss player because he doesn't want to get caught out by any of those timely attacks by the Terran player. Mm.
Hey,
Just going into the
DavidBane.
base. Yeah, it's one gas. It's pretty natural.
Yeah, like, I gotta say for DavidBane, he had some really good ideas at the very start. And honestly,
Yeah.
if he just wasn't caught out of position there in that aura, he should have had that in the back. Because if you're able to counteract a push like that from from a Terran who has the bigger army count than you, then you're gonna be set because you're just gonna be building pretty steadily from behind this. And,
Yeah.
having all those nexus points, but just one mistake, one out of position really costing him. It was very, very cheeky, especially the blink forward, the blink upwards. That was something I really like to see there from DavidBane. I'd love to see him do it again, but I feel like for Xenos right now, he just has to be wary of whatever DavidBane is up to. Speaking of DavidBane, though, it's finally time, Panda. If you are
Yeah,
here
I
for a
think that's gonna
reason.
be Stargate.
Yeah, it is.
That's gonna be. Oh no, he's not yet starting it. But
It's not gonna come anytime soon. I think it might be a Stargate. It can be a Robo facility. It doesn't have the gas though. Pylon though is set for the first time because David
yeah,
went for the
it
second.
might be
Yeah.
a Robo. Mm.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be Stargate. He just needs that gas. But all I gotta say though is real quick. DavidBane did go for the Nexus first to make it a little more looking standard. He is expecting Xenos to scout him out, and if that Nexus point isn't up by then, you might be looking around trying to figure out what's going on. So DavidBane looking to play a little bit of meta will be hurting his cheese a little bit. But yes, there we go. Proxy Stargate on a surface like this, on a map like this. I wouldn't be surprised to see these air units navigate. And
Oh, the
these
Reaper
oracles
might see it.
might
Oh, no,
know
he
it.
doesn't.
The Reaper
Okay,
will never
never
go
mind.
there. There is no reason why the Reaper would go there. This is not the cliff panda that the Reaper can jump on.
No, he's gonna move there. He's gonna move there. He's
Oh
gonna see
my!
it. See, I
Xenos-
told you.
No, wait.
I
Xenos
told you.
cancelled it. Xenos removed the command. Will he actually spot this out anymore?
Mm.
Oh,
No, he's
Oh,
still-
yes, he does.
He's
Okay.
told you he still sees it.
Damn, Panda. You are
I
the
told
cheese
you.
master for a reason. And that was very interesting. Xenos felt like something was still off. He didn't see too many units on the other side. He didn't see any kind of... I don't think he really saw the upgrade there from the Cyber Core in time, so he was like looking around. And he understands a little bit of how this map works, able to get the scout onto the pylon, but it doesn't matter because the Adept is there. Oracle right now gonna be chrono boosted out. This has to be some good defenses here for Xenos. Will it be the Widowmice to shut this down? A few Marines gonna be into play as well. There we go with a closer bunker onto the natural. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this Oracle still get a good hit or two if it gets in a good spot.
Yeah. But I think he should use those Widow Mines defensively before he even moves out with them, because he knows it's already a starport and the starport's already gonna be making units. He doesn't even bother to like attack the starport base. But yeah, he's just leaving it out there. That's pretty dangerous for Incenon's part.
He doesn't
He's
have
not
really
even making
ability.
engineering bait. Yeah, he doesn't have anything to deal it with. Liberators aren't going to do anything against oracles because oracles are like they have like a bit more armor than the oracle shots. I think it's a bit dangerous with
It's
what
just for
Xenos is
harassment.
gonna dish out right now.
It's,
Is there a Widowmine in the base? Can you quickly
yeah,
check
there's
it
a
right
Widowmine
now
in
if
the
there
base,
is?
so he does have
Oh, in the
something.
base. Oh, there it is.
Twin
there it is.
oracles though. Positioning is key for DavidBane. Will he get caught again? Lock on doesn't
Oh, he
happen.
saw it. He saw it.
It is visible,
Saw it,
Mr.
yeah.
Panda. There is no armory as of yet. It's one of the newest changes, so I can understand why you don't remember it yet. But yeah, you'll see the red line. Don't worry about it. I got you back, fam. Widowmine though, moving on around again. Again into the back line, and this is just basically hampering whatever David wants to do. If played correctly though by DavidBane, he can micro this out onto the most outer SCVs just like that, but he can't come close, and every single activation of the Pulsar Beam kind of hurts him in the long run. 4 SCVs have gone down on the other side as the Liberator is getting some really good value. This is what the Xenos show that we have been waiting for, and he's just on the southeast side doing all the harassment he can with that starport.
Yeah, so 4 probes do get taken down and a bit of mining interruption. So DavidBane's gonna actually have to keep up with more units, and he's actually building. What's that? A Phoenix?
Phoenix, yep.
It's a Phoenix. Yeah, okay. It's a bit risky right there. You're gonna be building Phoenixes there. I think you should just cancel it. So the Phoenix, yeah, he is.
It's not gonna work out. It's
gonna
Xenos already
work.
going for a good number of Marines, and sure the Phoenix is gonna be good to deal with the Liberator, and also potentially get the lift off onto the Widowmine. Speaking of the Widowmine, it blows up an Oracle there on the natural, really fending that one off. So Xenos on point with just the scout, and now it's high time to clear that one up. But basically, such good play there from Xenos. He played that so patiently. He set up those Widowmines in a way where DavidBane was wasting energy in so many ways. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Oracle Micro isn't really the best as of yet in the gold diamond bracket. Xenos able to take advantage of that one, get the harassment on, and even cancel out that Phoenix to make sure that his Liberator is going to be safe and sound. Scando comes into play, trying to see if DavidBane is going to be greedy again, go for that third base, even though in a scenario like this, they're kind of uneven. And will Xenos do the same thing? Can he actually go for the expansion? It seems like that's going to be the case as he's building the command center on this main base.
Yeah, like what Xenos fails to realize that he can actually scan to see if the units are moving out or whatnot, but nothing's been happening right now. Oh no, a Templar Archive. Oh, scan does go down. Okay, my mistake about that. It's like the scan will be going down. Robo does get spotted, but I don't think he knows that there's a Templar Archive right there.
Interesting squeaking right there, Panda. Is that your pet?
No, that's my dog.
I see. Templar Archives though.
Yeah,
Ooh, high temp time here for DavidBane. So we're gonna see more of that ground-based composition here for DavidBane. He does have that rowboat to potentially add in a few immortals here and there, and maybe later on go into Robo-Bay if need be. But interesting enough for DavidBane, this southmost proxy pylon gonna be a little bit off the mark. It's more for vision right now, and as I
it's
say
more
that,
for vision, yeah.
Liberator, we'll see it coming. Season probe right there for free. Now DavidBane knows this is coming, but it might be a bait and switch because Xenos right now gonna be going for that push again with the Raven, with the Siege Tanks. Very, very familiar playstyle right there. If you've been watching like a GSL scene, it really goes to show a lot of inspiration from the upper tiers of play into the local scene itself.
Yeah, like Xenon took play from the books themselves, the GSL people. But yeah, did that Liberator even get anything down? No, I don't think so. It's just there. No. Hey, where's the Liberator?
It's just chilling
Where
here.
is the Liberator? Oh, it's just there. Okay, it did have something to go down.
It's basically just hampering this new expansion. Oh, guys, I think it's like a Xenos build. I really can't remember. I don't remember all my names. Sorry about that, guys. But I've seen this play before. He also has these SCVs to go for the repair, just to make sure that he will have that sustained. But DavidBane already ready. He has these High Templar. Here comes the cycle. Oh, beautiful anti-armor! And this time it might work. Never mind though. That Side Storm's gonna be into play. That Charge Slot's cleaning that one up. And Xenos,
oh my goodness,
even though he gets such a beautiful debuff, it's still not enough. Xenos is getting swarmed by all those zealots, and immediately everything torn asunder. Blink and you'll miss it, Panda. Everything has been vaporized for the Terran.
Yeah, because charge is such a good thing. Like, even though if it's been nerfed, it still like dishes out so much more damage. Like, if Terran units don't have armor, they're just gonna get shredded by zealots. And at the same time, the movement speed is always a good bonus for the zealots. And man, with this army, he can actually try to push out, but he's a bit afraid of like what may or may not happen.
Yeah, Western side though here for DavidBane earlier on though. It really goes to show that hey, for at least for DavidBane right now, he's keeping up with that gas count. I've seen him kind of mess it up just a little bit at the very early stages of the game, but he at least is saturating as much as possible, trying to get that 5th and 6th gas as soon as possible. Archon's still gonna be into play here. Go with the scouting. Widow Mines will get caught out in the open. Here comes the swing of things, but Xenos already in position. Will it be enough though? That's gonna be the real question. Beautiful swarm there from the charge. Lots high ground right now taken by the Marines and the Marauders. And the armor though in full effect, but this is such a big army right now from DavidBane. Just making sure the High Templar turning into the Archons, getting all the value in the world, forcing Xenos to back on off. And you can really see where the swing of things happens. As soon as everything was vaporized in the blink of an eye, there is barely anything Xenos has to try and defend this. And look at that army count right now. We've always been saying that Xenos has had the bigger lead in that one. This time DavidBane has had enough. He's on 3 base. He's going for a GG push already. Will it be enough? SCPs are pulled to try and mitigate that damage and try to be some tanks. And the charge lots are going to get blocked into the forefront. Archons though, still getting that splash damage to Psionic Starstorm. And it is going to be still more Zealots coming into play. The shockwaves do connect, but in the end, it's still Xenos getting rid of 2. Can DavidBane finish things off? Pushing forward even more so. Main base right now for the Terran infantry to try and take that high ground. And DavidBane doesn't want to overcommit. He feels like that is the saturation point of his push. But that was still big losses. Widow Mine out of nowhere gets 2 kills at the last moment. But DavidBane cleans that one up. And he is just waiting to knock on the doorstep of Xenos, who is crippled economy-wise. Oh man, it really just goes to show for DavidBane, he's just able to go en masse with the army that he wants. After getting rid of that huge push there from Xenos, it was just basically it. The tides have turned in favor of DavidBane, and Xenos right now is trying to get all his production to do something, but it's just passive buildings by this point. Now, at least the Orbital Command can drop down mules, but this will just hurt his economy in the long run, because that is going to be the main base running out of resources a lot quicker. As the Lone Marine also getting caught, it seems like for DavidBane, he's looking around, and again, even more and more bases. Now, this is something DavidBane is... He kind of commonly does this. He likes to go for expansions when he does a crippling blow, and I think for DavidBane, he has to realize when he can actually finish off a match. There is a chance still for Xenos if played correctly, and I guess DavidBane wants to play it more on the safer side, but it's gonna get scary in the long run. If Xenos is left to his own devices, he has +2/+2 right now on the infantry, and it is gonna be DavidBane instead going for some cheeky little pushes. And if Xenos can get his footing back, I wouldn't be surprised to see our Terran come back into this one. But never mind, as I say that, it might be DavidBane going for the killing blow right now.
Yeah, I mean, as I see things right now, DavidBane is ahead in the economy. He could choose to do killing blow. Like, he has 4 bases, and Xenos is stuck with like what, 2?
Yep.
Yeah, two bases right now, and I'm wondering how are these games being reversed? Like, we next thing you know, Xenos is winning, or all of a sudden DavidBane's winning.
Bro,
Like,
all I
it's
can
very
say,
curious to see.
you know, for me, all I can say is you saw that army, now you don't. That's pretty much it. That has
Yeah,
turned everything upside down, and Xenos did go for a good counter onto the proxy, but it doesn't really matter in the first place. High ground right now taken by Xenos with the siege tanks, but it is still going to be spotted out by the Stalkers, and the Archons still going to be damaged on High Templar right now with some beautiful side storms yet again. And it really is just all about timings right now. Thermalance is gonna get upgraded, but by this point, it doesn't really matter because it's still DavidBane doing all he can. Marauder's gonna be staying into the forefront. GG is called, and DavidBane this time takes the lead. It is a 2-1 advantage for our Protoss player.
Yeah. So DavidBane with 1 match left, or it could be 2 more. We can never know. Best of 5, by the way.
Nearly it
But
is.
yeah, good game by DavidBane right there and then there. He dished out the damage he needed to with the defense, and he reacted properly. And this time he wasn't greedy about it. He didn't. It wasn't a bad time to like going all in on this. Yeah, it's really good effort by Xenos as well. I think the drops weren't just making the connections it needed for our Terran player. Oh yes.
We're really getting into our 4th game, but I do just want to quickly talk about that map for a little bit. Now, I feel like for Xenos, he got a little more success on his harassment, and he did get a good shutdown onto the proxy, but something to note was his normal push was the one that failed, and I really feel like the reason there was the fact of the matter that the upgrades were already available there for DavidBane. Not only the
Yeah.
charge lot, but that Side Storm. it was huge.
Yeah.
Everything
was
got
huge.
vaporized. It feels like, there you go, snap of a finger, literally get Thanos there, disappear into the front line. And it just hurt there for Mr. Xenos since he gets such good anti-armors, but it's a debuff, it's not pure damage, so who can really capitalize on that? DavidBane also with a push again at the end. Again, he does really like to build those bases when he's feeling insecure about that push. That's kind of where he is a little in between. He tries to figure out, okay, can I win now? I guess I'm gonna
Can
play
I
it
win
safe.
now?
Yeah, I think he's asking himself, can I win now? I'm gonna play it safe, build the base. And you know, if you leave Xenos alone by that point, that's what I was saying. He had the +2/+2. It could be that +3/+3, but it seems like it is time right now to get into our fourth map, which will be Ice and Chrome. Still about refinement for both of our sides. For Xenos, he just needs to get these proper timings, these proper, you know, pushes at the right times. This is what we're talking about. His build order and his builds are still kind of wobbly in a way. I really see the concept, and I know he can execute it so well. He has the mechanics, but it's just not enough knowledge per se compared to some of our more current players. For DavidBane, in the meantime, that killer instinct isn't as refined as it should be. And hey, you know, these two guys still have pitfalls, but this is really why it's the gold to diamond bracket. They're trying to get as good as they can, but DavidBane right now is just one map away from being our first ever 2-time champ. Can Xenos force out a map number 5? It's time to move into the tundra that is Ice and Chrome, and let's get into the game.
Yep. Here we have, on the lower left position in the map, he is down by 1 game. Can he come back and win 2 more? It is our third player, Xenos.
Wow.
Yeah, and the upper right position, he's up by 2 games. 1 more game and he can reclaim another crown or get another crown. Excuse me. He is our Protoss player. He's the man you can't see, but you can see. But now he's gone. He is DavidBane. I messed up so much. Now you see me, now you don't,
now you
brother.
see me, now you don't. I honestly thought you were gonna do a John Cena thing instead. Oh my
goodness.
god, DavidBane. Okay,
He's
Panda.
doing.
PandaUser now
okay.
officially loves you. Okay, Panda, please go on your use. Okay, guys. If you're a first timer, there is always one part of the match where Panda goes on his rant about how much he loves cheese. So take it away.
I think Sen is going to prepare something as well.
What do you mean?
Or it's not. No,
He's doing the-
because he can proxy a factory. Oh no, it's just a scout. Wow, Xenos actually foresaw this. Okay, so he knows that there's no gateway in the base, but there's a pylon. So he's gonna be pretty suspicious about this. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Xenon went for a bunker. Okay, that's
so
a zealot.
Where's my rant? Where's my rant? I've been waiting for the rant. That's why I'm not talking.
Yeah, sorry, go.
No, it's you.
Yeah.
As in, that's you. I'm waiting for your rant about it. But okay, never mind. It's too late now, Panda. It's too late because action is actually gonna be happening. We have to talk about something, and it seems like for Xenos there, who was thinking about getting that second base, he's playing a little bit standard, but he does get that Marine first and foremost. Since he didn't see that gateway, which was a very big indicator that something is up, he goes for the Marine in behind. He goes for the 2 supply depots. He doesn't wait for the add-on to get a setup, and that is exactly what's happening. So the bunker is set up here by Xenos, and by that point, it feels like just the fact of the matter, he really still understands what's going on. The proxy gateway, though, will lead into more macro focus here for DavidBane's cybernetics core in behind. So the DavidBane just really trick everyone and be like, nah, dude, I'm playing a macro game. Don't worry about that. It's just for show. And he's sending the zealot back. Okay, so interesting non-existent cheese. It just forces Xenos to play a little behind, and it does force him to actually not go for that second base. Xenos right now needs to get a little more scouting, but bunker right now being built at the same time. So twin cheeses, welcome to Pillars, welcome to Ice and Chrome rather.
I mean, it's not really much of a cheese right there. Like, it's just gonna be annoying. That's it. And Zealot just goes back. Oh my goodness.
It's not the cheesiest. It's like processed cheese. This is like old good Swiss. This is like cheese whiz maybe. You decided, okay, I want a proper sandwich, then I just wanted to add some random cheese in it. You build that bunker. Of course, your Reaper is already part of your normal build, and it's only 100 minerals you can get back for, well, for 75. It's not the biggest investment in the world. Reaper harassment though onto the mineral line, and with the lone zealot, what is that gonna do? Nothing. So I like how Xenos realized this. DavidBane, that was so dangerous for Xenos. If DavidBane just went for the pull from the probes, that would have been a shutdown. But in the meantime, there we go with the Stalker already. Xenos, come on. Please put that SCB in.
SCB's gonna die.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
What?
The Stalker is merciful. The Stalker is merciful, my friend. And the Xenos realizing it, he gets a little bit of a reprieve there. 10 seconds left. And what has happened in this game? We had an amazing first 3 games, and it feels like everything is falling apart on this 4th one.
Come on, bro. Yeah, like everything was falling apart. Okay, so with the high ground, the Stalker's gonna have like I think Xenon could have put the bunker a bit lower. But yeah, Stalkers, it is what it is. And more Stalkers are being warped in. Xenos is going to... he's going to find out. Like, there's something fishy going on. Oh, the salvage doesn't even reach as well.
Yeah,
so the Stalkers have warped in. He's actually warping in more gateways. If I was DavidBane right now, I wouldn't be surprised to add more gateways. Pylons are going down. I don't think Xenon has actually moved down just yet. Yeah, he hasn't.
Yeah, he's not. Oh my god. What an effective non-existent cheese. Even though that DavidBane did get hampered by quite a lot by basically that bunker. It's the fact of the matter, Xenos is just not. I'm not going down. I'm staying here. He's not going down. Just what?
I don't know. Like I think
I'm flabbergasted. Honestly, this is a game that I have a lot of question marks right now. Widowmine still trying to get dropped.
Blink. Oh no, there's no blink yet.
He's gonna get it very soon. It doesn't matter. DavidBane is back to his old roots, back to his own playstyle, and back to whatever he has been refining all of the rod. But this time though, double of these barracks, getting the double tech lab antics. Now, he's playing the 3 racks 1 base scenario. He does get that second base now finally up and running. So he should have enough economy by this point in time to sustain this. Something to note though, he doesn't have that 1-1 as of yet, but having combat shield and step back by this point is still within that ballpark. And he does have a good army right now. I think Xenos can go for that 1-1 push if he really wants to.
Yeah, he could. But yeah, at the same time, Blink Stalkers are already researched, and I think he lost his medevac on the upper right side, but I don't think he... I haven't seen it just yet. But yeah, Xenon could go for the rush with these 1-1s right now. Blink Stalkers are useless against like Marauders with slow. So man, that's a lot of units. Like DavidBane should be careful.
Yeah, DavidBane did go for a lot of Stalkers. Now, you know, having that proxy gateway is a twofold thing. Sure, it did force out the natural to be a lot later here from Xenos, but at the same time, it also forced out DavidBane to reinforce the mineral lines there by a lot of Stalkers. Now, this works good for DavidBane, and don't get me wrong, because he is gonna go Stalker anyway. He is gonna go Blink. But just how it was utilized to really slow things down still allows Xenos to go for workers. And by this point in time, we have the Terran looking to come back again with more and more of these units. Worker count is fully saturated. Adept's going to be trying to go on in, and it is going to be the pack of the matter here as maximum damage being done onto that gateway yet again. It really is just all about antics right now. These adepts are just walking in for free. I'm walking on sunshine, and whoa, don't it feel good?
Get workers down, sadly.
It just walks in casually, doesn't even care. No one is questioning why he's an adept here, but you know, interesting game so far. It really is just these small little minute things that are forcing things out psychologically. It's not really about what they do, but what they think the other guy will be doing. And Xenos is the one who has to be more careful. Since he is down by 1 map, he is on match points. He is gonna be looking to fight for his tournament life by this point in time, and the back's gonna be backing on out yet again. And it really just goes to show that battery overcharge here for DavidBane. He used it a little too early for my liking, because he didn't feel like Xenos was going to go first right there, right then. Still though, DavidBane reinforcing, Xenos trying to go for a little bit of the poke action. Not enough splash damage right now, with the mind trying to get the catch on. Still though, that Garden Shield will be going down very soon. The shield batteries will not have that battery overcharge anymore. Will Xenos decide to go for the push? Or can he go for drop instead? Already scouted out by the pylon. DavidBane really making sure that he has the angle on every single part. Pylons, even on the west side. And this is Xenos' time to shine. Trying to go to the middle line. Engagement though onto the forefront again. Super arm attack here from Xenos actually. It's gonna be that middle line getting hampered, but Stalkers are warped in to get rid of the medevac. No way to get on out. Here we go right now with the back off here from Xenos, and well played there from DavidBane, shutting down both sides of the action.
Yeah, like good defense by DavidBane right there. Then, but yeah, he's gonna have to saturate his gas also at the same time. But yeah, I think it was a good defense by DavidBane, and Xenos is just trying to gain control of the map. He does control it, but at the same time, if he gets overrun with his units, he might lose the game in the process. But seeing the population count, like Xenos actually has a lot of units, and he's gonna be dropping more of them
I
in
mean,
the
that's
process.
pretty much how it is, Panda, right? When you're playing that bio, you
Yeah.
need to have a big army lead. So I'd honestly say, for both sides, they're kind of on an even state in a way. For DavidBane, though, he has to, again, be very careful of his positioning, or it'll be the same kind of fate. He already got a good shutdown a while ago, and it's gonna be maximum gateways being built. Final on the Wilgan, good cancel there from DavidBane. Blinkstalker to get on away. Xenos, though, trying to go for a strike. We'll be able to get a little bit of hamper there. Blinkstalker right now for the punish, but won't lead to a kill. And here we go again. DavidBane realizing the situation. If he's able to get Sidestorm a lot earlier than his opponent is ready for it, it will make a key difference. Going for a third base right now, and I feel like for DavidBane, he's feeling secure about this. But as we say that, Xenos flies over. He doesn't even bother shutting it down.
Yeah,
It's
he
very
doesn't see it.
interesting.
Doesn't see it, that's why.
He was right there. And oh my god, the
Oh
feedback!
my goodness.
There is no surviving there. Xenos not paying attention, unfortunately. And that is just huge stuff there from the High Templar. Range has been increased. So it really goes to show that DavidBane has done his homework. In the meantime, Xenos again looking for a potential drop on the west side. And DavidBane gonna get hampered here, perhaps. Never mind. The reinforcements are there. Cancel is out though for the Nexus point. Besides all of this though, Xenos gonna be flying on away because he knows this is not a fight he's gonna win anytime soon. Xenos though.
Oh man, he just leaves the
Stalker,
units there.
it's slipping
Medivacs
apart.
are also out of place, man.
SCPs are dying as well overall, and as just has
Yeah.
the Earth. Where is this all happening? Xenos kind of falling apart on every single part of the map. It is just gonna be that cell drop apparently on the west side, which I can't see on my screen, but that is just damage being done yet again. Still though, main base push. Widowmine has been dropped. Can he actually get cancel onto the ground weapons level 2? Yes, he does. So at least Xenos playing against his namesake, and it might be time for him to just execute onto this main base yet again. Still though, more reinforcements. DavidBane right now trying to bring in the Thunder, and Xenos is going for a last stand of swords. Blinkstalker to get on through, feedback right there to get the hits on. Gonna need one more shot to get rid of that medivac. It still survives. So antics on all sides of the map here, Panda. But overall, DavidBane still keeping
he's
things up.
defending. He's defending, but left and right. But Xenos is just getting more bases and at the same time banking more units. DavidBane is in a bad spot if he continues on like this. Like he's gonna have to move out somehow, or push up against the Terran player. But Xenos is just pumping out more stuff each and every time.
I'm interested to see what DavidBane is going to be up to next after these potential High Templars and the Archons. And what is Xenos going to be doing as well? I'd love to see some Liberators to actually try and get damage done, but Sidestorm, of course, is very scary to begin with. Snacks also, some really good positioning, might be able to get the shutdown, but in all honesty,
a lot of Marauders.
Oh my god, there we go with the Sidestorms getting a connection. Xenos is staying on it, but he does have the big boys that are the Marauders, and this is the other kind of bio comp that we see. It's a very Marauder heavy comp, really able to just tank up any of that Sidestorm antics, and I believe he does have that concussive shot, so he is really good to go to get the slow on. Star Step right now to get away from the cell, even though the Marauders don't do enough damage there on their own. They will be enough numbers to begin with, and Xenos with the big boys there being as burly as he can be. Speaking of the Ghost right now, he's trying to get that shockwave on, so he does have that Ghost Academy, and it's going to be dropped onto the main base again. DavidBane is forced to relocate every single time, but this time the Sidestorms are absolutely huge, and it will be vaporizing every single tin with the feedback to boots. Xenos gonna get shut down again.
Even the Immortal gets the shots on those Marauders below there. I think a bit of a blunder by Xenos right there. But yeah, DavidBane is reacting really properly, but at the same time, he needs to get a third base saturated right here and right now, just so he can keep up with the production. Because Xenos is just, he may be losing fights left and right, but at the same time, he's pumping up so much more that DavidBane is gonna get overwhelmed sooner or later.
×2. He's doing ×2 right now in the mineral count. That's really ridiculous. A while ago, DavidBane did go for a little more of that army focus before going for that third, but in the end, he still got cancelled out. And that is just Xenos able to run away with it and more for the time being. Hey, good. Ursadon. I like this. I don't know why. I like Ursadons. They're cool. Never mind. Sorry. I got distracted. I always get distracted when I see an Ursadon Isochrome. It's like, oh, It's one of these things. But yeah, as I was saying, ghosts are gonna be into play. Beautiful EMPs gonna be absolutely huge. Snipes are also some really good antics to begin with to get some really good assassination. And in this instance, it might be high time here for DavidBane to potentially go for the attack. Xenos though, trying to get in position. He does have these ghosts. Does he have cloak for them though? That's gonna be the real question.
No,
Going
there's
for shots already.
like most of the time at this stage, like
Yeah,
if
cloak isn't really too enough.
ghosts are new, they don't have cloak just yet.
Yeah, that's true. You go for shockwave first because that's really important. They're not
Yeah,
really
EMP,
a unit
yeah.
to go. The whatever it's called. The
EMP, yeah, EMPs.
No, I mean the EMP.
Yeah,
the
I know the
comes with it.
EMPs.
The EMP comes with it, but the shockwave upgrade, it ups the AoE, Mr. Panda.
Oh,
when you
it
get
ups
that-
the AoE. Okay,
So when you
okay.
get that, that's
Shockwave.
even worse. So basically, these ghosts aren't gonna be infiltration units. They are gonna be all about going for a more direct approach, and that's what we saw in Everdream, right? But it was caught out by the Colossus. This time though, since Xenos is just happy to have these big boys in front, some really good EMPs there, gonna be absolutely magnanimous to take control of all of this. High ground though taken, Archon's gonna be into play, but still again, the EMP doing some lot of shield damage, and what do Archons have, Mr. Panda? 350 shields and 10 HP.
Yeah, but you know, with oh my goodness, those
Xenos
ghosts
winning
are
this
risking a lot. Like,
Oh
going
my
front,
god, the
but yeah.
EMPs are absolutely huge and they are able to get on the way. This is going to be DavidBane very hesitant to really push into this one. But here comes the side storms right now. Gets a little bit of a cut.
Yeah.
Neither side not wanting to admit though because of just the amount of damage each other has done to their sides. Both are very greedy, trying to get rid of the High Templar. But good position here for DavidBane to make sure those spellcasters are alive. The Might of the Kala gonna be right here right now. It's still time for a very early battery overcharge, which means that DavidBane was expecting Xenos to go for the push, but Xenos saying no, never mind, I saw the green, gonna be going on back instead. But DavidBane, he is hungry for blood. He thinks that he might have an advantage here against the ghosts. Overall though, neither side not really want to commit. Xenos playing with fire here. I'm very scared for the lives of the ghosts there, Mr. Panda.
Yeah, I mean those ghosts are in a
Oh my god.
spot to
big
lose,
EMP.
and oh, the EMP
Oh,
does
it's immortal.
take it out.
Look at this immortal
Immortal.
Panda. 2 HP.
He's still alive.
It is,
2
it is
HP.
forever
Wow.
alive. And there you go with the cloak. So this is what I was talking about. Now, with cloak, the dynamic of ghost changes. It's a little very
Yeah.
obvious, of course, when you have ghost, and it's very obvious that it wants to get a big hit. But this time, it's gonna be on a more safer spot. You can actually go for the flanks with it. You can actually not put it in the front line and make it a suicide unit. So for Xenos, he will have that extra element to say the least. And for me, I love seeing some ghost play. EMP is an absolutely huge supporting unit. And this is really what Bio is all about. Now in the meantime though, DavidBane clearing up the rocks for some reason. I think he's just a little angry about what's going on. One
Still a little
Colossus is gonna be in one Colossus though
What-
in
what-
behind. And there we go with Disruptors. It might be high time to see if one big orb can make a difference. It's all about Michael right here, right now. Concave is set onto the ramp. Widow Mines are into the front line against Sidestorm right now to clean that one up. And a huge
Yeah,
EMP to really shut things down for DavidBane's aggression.
The high ground is really helping DavidBane right there and there. But yeah, there's like so much more units and he loses the ghost, but at the same time it's fine. He doesn't opt for siege tanks anymore, but he goes for the Marine Marauder Ghost composition. But he has so much bank right now that he can risk doing something crazy. But you know, what fun would there be if there's no other units?
Just has to be careful though for Mr.
Yeah.
Xenos. All I gotta say for him is he's dealing with not only High Templar but also Disruptor as well as Colossus. So there is
Yeah.
getting more bulky units. And sure, he can still steamroll with the Marauder-based composition, but if the Disruptor gets the biggest hit in the world, it will make a difference. If the Colossus gets so much AoE in behind, it'll make a big difference. There we go already. Big chunk has been taken down, and you can really see where DavidBane truly shines. But at the same time, this is Xenos' game. He goes over to the main base again, and he realizes it could be good shutdown onto so much reduction one more time. He is on the +3/+3 state already. +1/+1 only for DavidBane because he's been tech switching left, right, and center. And for Xenos, full committing on what he has should have given him the advantage to really push into this one. Something to note though, he's still on, I believe, 4 bases with 57 workers. You might want to get a 5th if he can into the near future.
Yeah, but you know, resource-wise, yeah, Xenos is pretty much got money in the bank, where DavidBane is just struggling to make ends meet. With all this gas, I mean, yeah, he could use with the Archons, but the ghosts are already there, and a drop, drop is going to the main base, and these zealots are just standing around. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god, low ground though here for DavidBane. Can actually get the catch on to Xenos. Here comes the Ghost right now, gonna get caught on that Disruptor coming in behind, but Xenos is literally just moving through that Nexus. And now from 3 bases to 2, we had the advantage. Apparently, 4th base has been built up by DavidBane, but it is still absolutely fresh. And just the income right now for Xenos, so overwhelming. It doesn't matter if the worker count is kinda close, because it really goes to show just the amount of income Xenos is getting, not only from workers, not only from bases, but also from those base mules. And just this full buy approach here from Xenos. He doesn't even care about complementing his units anymore with any kind of state. It says Marines, Marauders, Ghosts. It is truly an army to remember from Xenos, and he is doing everything he can to put DavidBane out of business.
Yeah, Xenos has just got this in the bag. I mean, even with the workers right there, he can even risk to lose this army if he wanted to, because he has got so much bank, and this is the last Protoss Death Ball. It's not even gonna get resupplied anytime soon. Oh, 4th Nexus is going down. I think he's gonna saturate that as soon as he can. But yeah.
Look at this.
Oh,
The tech.
he's gonna even
This
lose
is
the
the tech.
cybernetics. Yeah.
This is huge. If DavidBane loses all of this, that has to be him unable to bruise anything more. And as you said, it'll be the last bastion of hope, the last Protoss Death Ball. Shutting down the Templar Archives and the Rove are going to be huge into the long run, because it will slow things down on DavidBane's side. He can't build any more Colossi. He can't build anything else. Cena's still going to be backing on
he
that.
lost that Colossus.
Oh
he
no,
lost
he did
it.
lost it. That's a Strider going down, and Xenos is doing everything he can to get rid of everything on the main base. This is a pittance here for DavidBane compared to the fight they had in the previous games, and it seems like we are gonna be calling it a little early, but it might be moving into a 5th map very soon. Marauders marching forward. This is the last chance here for DavidBane. It's still gonna be the Ghost though, going for a build of that EMP, cloaking on the round. There we go with a smackdown, and the High Templar trying to get in position, but EMPs are absolutely huge again. Disruptor will go down in behind. GG is called, and Xenos has forced out a map number 5 with some beautiful EMP play.
Yeah, so basically that's how it is. Like Xenos just took so much advantage, even with the, what do you call this, the unit count, and even DavidBane switching from here and there to the tech, like you've mentioned. He just lost so much as well in the process, and he was trying to defend so much, but at the same time he's been losing so much also as in the process. Like, he prevented as much as he could, but at the same time it's being a flunk.
Just some really good movement there, and I think a map like
Yeah.
Ice and Chrome, it does suit just all those drop plays there from Xenos. It feels like he's always in such a good spot to push into, well, a drop. And
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about. These maps, just the triangle formation on what the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, moving over from the low to the high ground very easily with drop play. And I feel like for the Terran, they are basically the best one, the best race to do so. And
Yep.
hey, it's an absolutely amazing experience, as we are actually gonna go into a 5th map, ladies and gentlemen. What happened to my dream hack? What happened to my dream hack? I guess it's not
no
gonna
more
happen.
dreams for you.
No more dreams for me, but this has been a dream finals, okay? This is worth it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, seeing the best of our Gold Diamond bracket really go all 5 maps is an absolute pleasure. It gives me a lot of pride for my scene. It really gives me a lot of amazing sessions. And hey, again, if you're looking for the dream hack, someone on the
Yeah.
modifier, it's not here because we're not done. I put that there at like 6:30 real quick. I was like, oh, after grand finals, I don't think we're gonna make it. I think I'll make it to the grand finals of that qualifier, but
Yeah.
that's just how it is sometimes, guys. You try your best, but these guys are doing the best they can. And all I gotta say is big kudos to all our players so far, especially our top 2, DavidBane as well as Mr. Xenos, looking to do all they can and more. It's gonna be really interesting to find out how this story is gonna unfold very soon. As Pillars of Gold, will it be someone getting crowned the champion? Will it be DavidBane or will it be Xenos? But really quick, since we are on the map 5 anyway, before we go into it, just one more show of the giveaway screen. Remember, guys, we are giving away a keyboard for all you Filipino residents. What is the complete product name of the gaming keyboard? What is the name of the caster who's been hosting this one? And who is the sponsor of our gaming keyboard? If you can figure those out, you can just type in exclamation giveaway. Go over to the Facebook site, put your comments, put your answers rather in the comments, and that should allow you a chance to win this one out. And thank you to our sponsors yet again, ROG Internet Cafe, Block 101 Hobbies. We also have Pouchin, Ender by Yaxter, Stale Cookie, Raigeki, and of course, this has been brought to you by DLS Missile as well as Daks PH. Now, big shoutouts also to my co-casters Extinct, Malapate, as well as Mr. PandaUser, who is with us here. And I think it is finally time, Panda. It is gonna be our last match for the SCPH Quarantine Tournament number 4. And are you guys ready for this one? Has this been an enjoyable moment for you? But there in that fourth game, though, it feels like, we've been really mentioning how the army count for Xenos was something to take note of every single time. That time for David, he just couldn't go past 3 bases. He couldn't go past anything else. And as I mentioned, deck switch from Templar Archives to Robo Bay to Colossus and Disruptor. Those are all cost gas. And even though they can work together in a way, it really is very, very backbreaking. And with only 3 bases, I don't think he can really keep up with that economy. So that's where he kind of faltered there. And huge EMPs from Mr. Xenos, allowing him to force out this map number 5. What do you think, though? Has the evolution of Xenos surprised you? Or has basically DavidBane's magical ball of destruction been the one to watch out for?
Yeah, I mean, he knows the full extent of what Xenos can do. Like, I think the muscle memory is just returning to Xenos right now, and we'll see it in this last match if Xenos can win and take it all, or DavidBane just keep controlling his crown. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what this game has to dish out. What's gonna serve to us.
I can't wait. I hope it's gonna be another big macro game, and then it'll be suddenly like a 2-minute affair when someone cheeses the other. But it's 2-2. I really don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. I really feel like these guys are gonna be doing the best they can. For DavidBane, I wouldn't be surprised if he stays on the same build, but look to execute a little bit there. In the meantime, for Xenos, he's been learning, he's been adapting, evolve, de-wrestle youths. And this time, the Go is effective. I'd love to see again that airplay to complement all he's been doing, especially his own playstyle from before and to right now. And on the other side, DavidBane just has to react a lot better. He has to know when to go for the killing blow. He has to know when to really expand. He needs to really figure those things out. He can't just lie back on things that he is comfortable with. And it really is just all about that game knowledge. But Xenos and DavidBane, 1 game away from total victory. Who will take it? That's gonna be the real question. As we are gonna be moving on in to Pillars of Gold. It's time for map number 5 in our best of 5, and this is the SCPH Quarantine Tournament Finals.
Here we go. And introducing our players on the lower left side, our newcomer, our guy who tied it all up. Will he win it all or will he lose it? It's our talent player, Xenos.
Newcomer Xenos. That is the first time I've heard that ever said.
Very QTD, man. And on the upper right side, our crown winner from previous tournaments. Will he keep his crown or will he be dethroned? He's the man you can't see. You can't see, but you'll see him later. He is DavidBane. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see. Is that a gas first before a pylon and gateway? No, it was a gateway first.
It's there. He's floating there. Okay. Again, so people are looking for DreamHack. After this one, guys.
Oh God, yeah.
We're gonna be done. We're gonna be done. Don't worry about it.
What have we done?
What have you guys done to my schedule? This was supposed to be done an hour and a half ago, but we are here, and let's focus on this game because the series is deserved. This is the best of the PH local scene. We are from the Philippines, and this is our own local tournament. We do this every month, and it just so happens it is gonna be on this weekend. Xenos still going for the scout already. Bro, it's gonna be the Reaper in the meantime for Xenos. And is DavidBane gonna do anything cheeky? Because I've seen him whip out a few proxy pylons here and there before. Hasn't really needed to do the proxy.
He's doing a bunker again.
But Xenos trying to get in position. DavidBane already scouting out that SCV, and DavidBane is like, there's no way I'm letting you do this for a 5th time in a row.
Yeah, like it's gonna be the sorry, the fifth game between these two players. Like, you can't fall for another bunker behind my Nexus. You gotta stop this, man. You gotta stop. But yeah, I think the Reaper is on his way. It's gonna get more scouting done. And is that probe still chasing the? Okay, it's not. I thought it was still chasing that poor SCV. Like, leave me alone. I'm just a man in a suit.
A man on a mission, and DavidBane right now gonna be meeting that Reaper yet again. Here we go though with the Nexus Point being built. And of course, we got that gateway as well as that cyber core coming our way. On the other side though, Xenos already gonna be going for that racks as well as the factory, going for that second base. Pretty standard stuff from Xenos so far. No 2 racks, no 3 racks aggression. He just wants to get up the tech tree, and he is really one of those players that enjoy the 1-1-1 over going for the multiple racks third base build before getting that starport.
I mean, pretty surprising as well. Like, Xenos is like going old school TLO, like Marine Marauder all the way, my guy. Marine Marauder Ghost. That's like old school TLO right there. No Vikings, just Ghosts versus Colossus. Overwhelm my opponent with Marine Marauders. That's it. That's all I need.
That really
But
is so
yeah.
right then.
Oh, an Adept goes in the base, but unfortunately, it's gonna get taken down. The Marine gets taken down as well. But yeah, Reaper gets the job done. Poor unfortunate soul of that Marine right
Poor
there.
Marine. The Marine just dies.
Poor
But yeah,
Marine.
Xenos does put up the supply depot. So yeah, the 1-1-1
Yep.
setup here from Mr. Xenos. He really does likes to play that old school starport harassment. But the thing about this is DavidBane with that Blink Stalker rush again. He just loves going for that 2-base Twilight Council, and this shuts down so many different things. If you're playing Medivacs, you can really chase after them. If you're playing Liberators, you can play the Micro to allow the Blink Stalker to get on the way. And oh, it's a classic. This is the Xenos classic, guys. This is the build that propelled him to the great heights and the local scene. And it is now time for Banshee Cloak. Seems like Xenos saving the best for last when he is on the ropes as well.
Yep. But yeah, is this a robotics facility? It is a robotics facility. So if DavidBane reacts properly to this, and oh my goodness, he's being greedy.
Yeah, he's gonna
I
go
can
3-base.
see, if I could see into the near future right now, if he messes this, if DavidBane messes this up, like he's going for a third base very soon. But yeah, like he's taking up quite well. Like, oh my goodness, like a robo. He's even got more units spawned with the gateways. But yeah, like okay, on observer, pretty unnatural.
He wants to scout.
He
This is something
normally
DavidBane
doesn't do
does.
this.
He
This is
does,
something
honestly.
different.
He can do
He
this.
doesn't.
So, I know. Look. When he does play the Robo facility and he wants to go for the aggression, sure, you build that far prism. But the observer is also a good thing, especially on a map like this, Aeropearls of Gold. Having an observer in a good spot, and oh my god, it sees the Banshee! DavidBane, you absolute madman, because he saw the tech lab earlier on, so he went for the observer, put it onto the southeast side, and now it is going to be high time for the Banshee to basically get caught here. The Blink Stalker seeing that one coming, there is observer flying on around, there we go with the damage being done, and the Blink Stalker is giving chase against the Banshee Cloak. Now, I want to say real quick, Panda, that there are builds that you go for the Observer first, because you want to get that high ground advantage. It's going to be more of a slower push, since DavidBane did go for a third. If he went on 2 base, he wouldn't be surprised if he went for Prism. I wouldn't be surprised if he went for the Blink Stalkers and immediately went to the high ground, right? But Xenos right now, since he knows that it is going to be high time for this third base, he is actually going to go for the bunker push. It is going to be the Marines going to be on the west side with the siege tank in behind, Banshee to complement all of the damage here. And you can see the greed of DavidBane just falling apart at the seams, because not only did DavidBane go for a third base, it's also he went for tech. So that is a twofold thing, and that is going to be a good shutdown there from Xenos, making sure that DavidBane again is getting crippled in the economy, similar to the last game.
Yeah, because as I've mentioned before, if I could see into the near future and you're greedy against Xenos, he will punish you, and he'll punish you really hard for this. Like you go with the third Nexus. Yeah, he's just gonna move on, and he's just gonna move on in and just destroy your econ as soon as possible. Like he has like 6 gates. Like a timing attack could be happening for DavidBane right now. He's like what? He's building another Colossus. I think I think I think Xenos angered DavidBane, man. He's gonna go all in with this
Oh my god,
because
it
that's the
might be.
second Colossus,
This might
and
be
that's
it.
5 gates.
This is gonna
Yeah,
be a hard
it
push.
is.
That is how many gates right here? Yeah, 5, 6, 7 plus
7.
the
Yeah, those
plus the
7.
robots. So 8 production units, 8 production structure that's for 2 base, pretty much standard 4:1 ratio. But Banshee right now getting markered on the way. Can the Stalker stay alive? Yes, it does. More Blink Stalkers right now into the field, and Xenos has to be very worried because DavidBane's army is looking scary, as you said. I wouldn't be surprised though if he does use this as a more defensive composition, because for Xenos, he's just able to get the harassment on with his bio-based comp, and if DavidBane is caught out of position, Mr. Panda, that's pretty much it. That's literally an all-in to all-in. These Colossus that go down and he's still stuck on 2 base, there is no way he can really build up an army that can beat Xenos in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, DavidBane was actually in a good position to like. He's defending this properly, but he's also in a good position to like push out, but he just doesn't realize it. I mean, he doesn't scout with like a hallucinated phoenix. He doesn't do that type of thing right now. I think these gateways are just purely defensive, but those are 7 gateways, my dude. Like could have taken the opportunity to maybe push or maybe harass, but he chooses to stay in the base. But you lose so much momentum. You lose so much momentum though.
The thing is, it's very unsafe. That's really it, Mr. Panda. Now, sure, you have that +1, and sure, he could have gone for it, and I'd love to see those faster from DavidBane. But again, I don't think he's gonna risk it. If he loses the Colossi, that is it. There is no way he's gonna get enough Colossi to defend. There is no way. The Banshees are gonna do everything they can. Dark Templar right now gonna be next on the list here for DavidBane. It seems like this is pretty much how he really works in the first place. But I understand the hesitation. I understand why he's not gonna go for the push. And basically, he's building a force that will allow him to get the 3rd. Compared to before, where he got a 3rd, but then he couldn't go for a 4th because he didn't have enough of a defensive force compared to the game where he lost where his units were out of position. So for DavidBane, he's really learning from his mistakes, and he's playing it a little more safe on the macro side, but at the same time, Xenos has turned it into a 3-base encounter. So this is Xenos' playstyle, man, diba? He decides to go for the Banshee Cloak, and then after that, it's like, I made you react, I made you look, and I'm gonna go for a base. I'm gonna go for a base. I'm gonna be happy to play my macro again with a number of siege tanks, Marines, Marauders, whatever the hell I want to build in the long run, because he's already going for that +2, but at the same time, it is DavidBane going for the +2 as well.
Yeah, I'm surprising. The probes actually dying, I think, in the main base. Those are 7 probes going down. Like, I think there's a Banshee right there. Like, DavidBane doesn't know about. Or maybe the Banshee was taken down in the process. And yeah, it was taken down. So I think the Blink Stalkers did take it. Oh, 2 starports! Are those 2 starports?
Yes,
Am my eyes deceiving me? Right.
Yes, sir. It's time to see.
He's probably... Yeah, probably gonna go Tempests. Tempest is the best thing to go. I mean,
Tempest
Phoenix
against Bayo? Tempest against Bayo?
Oh, well, if you're going with this, like...
I think he's gonna play, I honestly think he's gonna play a few
Oracles. No, because it's fine with the Tempest because he does have Colossus. He knows because the siege tanks. He's gonna have to be careful with it.
That's true.
This is a lot.
I'm really interested. I feel like we're missing something right now, Panda, and I can't wait for DavidBane to enlighten us what it's gonna be. I really feel though it's gonna be Oracle to help him out because of those stasis traps as well as the pulsar beams. It might also be Phoenix to get the lift off, but you do have to get on the way, and it's gonna be a good harassment. But you make a good choice for the Tempest again. I'm not gonna say
there's too many Marines. There's too many Marines for Phoenixes. And I really think it's gonna be Tempest because DavidBane has seen so much siege tanks and what is he going to do with those disruptors? Okay, so he's moving in with them. He's trying to move the Colossus. He shouldn't lose any much more zealots than this. This is more stock.
Oh my god, he lost the Colossus. It's huge. That's a big opening here for Xenos, but a big Nova in the middle, Panda! In the meantime, though, SCVs as well as probes are dying in every single corner. And the battery overcharged right now, and it's going to be high time to try and stay alive. And it feels like for DavidBane, he's still falling into the same way. I don't think we're going to be able to guess what that starport is going to be bringing, the Stargate rather, going to be bringing. Because
15 SCVs go down.
15 SCVs have
I think there's a Dark Templar somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's just everywhere. It's just
it's everywhere.
Drop, though.
My goodness,
it's
in the main base.
Oh
yeah,
my
like
god.
Yeah, the
Everything
DTs
is
is
getting
just
torn apart.
done.
The DTs right now gonna get warp on in again. And there we go with the scan. Xenos right now just shutting down everything DavidBane has and more. The Colossi trying to come on through yet again. There we go with damage. Here we go with the load on in. Yeah, I believe that was Dark Templar. Again, guys, sorry if I missed anything on the left side of the map because of my screen. But that is gonna be the Colossus there again. Nova right now looking for connection. This Colossus has to survive. There we go with the takedown. And Xenos right now, big advantage. He's doing all he can and more. And Panda, there is no point to debate it because DavidBane has decided to go for the palette of different buildings and he will be punished by it. It was the first time there losing that third base after you had 4 roll bay as well as so many different structures. In the meantime, he proceeds us right now. He's still committing on the third. The seaside to cleaned up, but DavidBane has lost too much there already and it will take him quite a while to rebuild these Colossi.
Yeah, I mean, it's too much. He might have 4 bases, but he doesn't have the probes to like restock his supplies. And look at that, the big boys are coming to town. Marine Marauder coming your way.
Yeah,
heavy boopers coming in.
They are actually here in PandaUser. I feel like it's gonna be your spirit animal going for the bulk, and it's gonna be high time yet again to get all the destruction in the world. GG is called, and Xenos is our champion. What a shutdown there from Xenos. It doesn't matter if the DTs are in your base. It doesn't matter if you get the rope facility as well as the Stargate, because Xenos is our champion, and he will be the one to take the crown 3-2 here in Quarantine
all about
4.
that. Oh,
Panda! Wasting my time guessing what the Stargate is gonna be bringing us.
Yeah,
I can't believe we took so long to debate it.
He committed too much to the starports, man.
No, he committed on buildings. Too much on buildings. That's all I got.
It's too much buildings, yeah. I mean, seeing how that game played out, he was too overzealous with the buildings, and he wasn't really choosing a specific tech. Like Colossus and Disruptors are fine, but at the same time, you're like losing a bit much more, and you're gonna have to react to it. But yeah, at the same time, yeah, it's pretty much a GG moments, right? Those were GG moments right there. The Disruptors were trying to do their work over the tanks, but yeah, it wasn't enough. And I think there was the starports really were for Tempest because of the tanks. But yeah, versus the Bio Army, gonna lose it.
I honestly think
What?
it's either Oracle or all the way to Carrier. It's one of the two. Yeah, I think this is one of the two, in all honesty. But I really feel like Oracle will be the best supporting unit. Okay, I get Tempest, but what do they even do? Why would you build Tempest, which are, expensive, instead of Colossus, right? I wouldn't be surprised to see Phoenix also to just go for disruption, also just deal with any straggling medivacs along the way. But in all honesty, I think we're just looking at the wrong tree right now, Panda. What was the point of the Stargate in the first place? Right? I think Panda, you're embarrassing us! Why do you keep insisting on Tempest? Why do you like Tempest so much? But
because there's so many tanks. Like it's painstakingly obvious that there was too many tanks to be dealt with.
God,
but he committed too much to it. Okay.
Why is this the talking point, Panda? I really feel like they should. I don't know what my point is supposed to be. Why is he even building a Stargate in the first place?
Yeah,
he should
I don't know.
Focusing
Ask
on
him.
robo units.
Yeah.
And I guess we should. So come on, guys, let's wrap this up real quick. It's time for our map results. Xenos with the first, with 3 victories there, taking Bearbus to second, fourth, and fifth map. DavidBane with the first and third. And Mr. Mizzle, can we just drag the interview along already? Can we get Mr. DavidBane and Xenos here for this game?
Got it.
Oh my god.
Oh
my
no.
god. Can we stop insisting on Tempest?
It's Tempest!
I really feel like he shouldn't have gone Stargate. Okay. Come on. Like, let's do it now. No more wasting my time. We go so I can go into Dream Map. I really yeah. I like just like stop the temp. you make me question so much. To
But it was.
it was way too late. Honestly, okay.
It is too late.
It
Yeah.
was
yeah.
way too late. You cannot do that with an army knocking on your doorstep. Like the best thing he could have done there was Storm. In all honesty, go for Templar Archive, goes to Storm, because we saw earlier on that the answer for Templar Archives was Ghost, right? But Xenos didn't go for it. He went for back his standard siege tank play. And if he only went for the Archon Storms, I think that could have made a big difference. And
Yeah.
he's able to get the Storm onto the Marines. That will just basically allow the Stalkers to play forward. And it will be the same thing for the before. No Liberators there from Mr. Xenos. And I think that would be the smarter answer rather than us trying to decide if he's going Tempest or Oracle or Carrier or actually maybe Mothership.
Maybe.
Okay.
What do you mean maybe Mothership? There's 2 starports,
since-
my dude. Those were 2
Sige, tama na.
starports.
Tama na. Let's interview Xenos and then let's wrap things up on the quarantine set, in all honesty.
interview Xenos.
Let's interview Xenos. Come on. Hello, Mr.
Sup,
Phil.
boys?
Oh my god,
What's up?
Panda,
Sup, boys?
Mr. Phil, Panda is bullying
Sup,
me.
boys?
Panda is
What's
bullying
up?
me. Okay, so let's go for a short interview because I still have a second cast to do. So, Mr. Xenos, you are back. Congratulations, winning it out 3-2. And what can you say about that match? It looked a little dicey for you in a few times, but you were able to eke it out. How do you adjust yourself to win that 5-match set?
Wait. Shoutout muna sa girlfriend ko. Thank you sa support.
Alam mo, last pa yun. That's to close it out. But sige, we go it again.
Inuna kasi niya ako ngayon eh. Kaya nakapag-tournament ako.
Okay. Much love. Always
Much love.
Much love.
supportive. So let's go back to the point. Yun nga, how do you adjust to this?
How do you just make Marine Marauders?
Yeah,
Yun lang
make
ginawa
more
niya.
racks.
Make more
Kasi
rocks.
napansin ko nabibitin ako sa racks eh. Tsaka na hindi ako masyado nakakaharas. Kaya wall days.
Wall strat nga ginawa mo.
Wall strat. Actually, wala akong alam masyado sa builds eh. Kaya yun. Siguro nadala na lang sa macro or di ko alam.
Yeah.
Nadala ka sa
Adrenaline.
Sige. If we want to be serious, yeah, it's kind of obvious that you're still a little more in the old school because you always do 1-1-1, and diba, you're realizing that you want to do more racks because that's kind of more of the build nowadays. You actually build more racks over the starport first, over the bases first, that kind of thing. And hey,
Yeah.
you still have it in you. You have your mechanical skill, you have your macro, you have your micro, and you were able to win it out. But what made you choose different units? Like there was times you went siege tanks, there were times you went for a few more air units, there were times you went ghosts. So how did you adjust against like your Protoss opponents?
Nagre-react lang ako dun sa ginagawa niya eh. For example, marami siyang ginagawa na Templars. Gagawa ako ng Ghost. Like nung isang game na sobrang intense. Anong map? Di ko maalala yung map eh. Pero yun, nanalo ako dun nung nag-adjust ako. Then yung Siege Tank, sabi kasi ni Floki last week, nung naglalaro kami, sabi niya okay daw ang Siege Tanks ngayon. Pero
Yeah.
parang late game, hindi ko siya masyado ma-appreciate eh.
Late game, nagpo-fall out talaga ang siege tank.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still good if you're positioned well, but they just
Medyo-
get overrun.
Yeah, medyo na-bait pa ako kanina, nag-double starport ako tapos nag-stop na pala siya ng production ng Colossus.
And apparently the chat is telling us we're basically both right, Panda. That it was Tempest, but I still say there is no point to it.
That's
early.
Tempest!
But it's not.
Yung
it's not for siege tanks.
Disruptor!
It's not
Ba't
for
ganun?
siege
Ang
tanks.
bilis na,
Oh,
ang
yeah,
bilis ng bola ng Disruptor.
Disruptor is a lot faster now, but they don't move
OP.
anymore. They don't move anymore, so you can shut them down if you like decide to. I'm just gonna push in, and sacrifice
Oh.
something.
But storms.
But storms are huge. So how do you feel though? How do you deal with that AOE, Mr. Xenos? How did you adjust? Because you were getting destroyed by novas, by storms, a bunch, and you
I
kind of
die
were
in the
able to,
storm.
figure it out.
hindi niya masyado in-spread yung army niya eh. So easy yung EMP. Tapos nasa
Oo.
likod yung Templars niya. Nasa likod din yung Ghost ko, binibait ko na fumront yung Templars niya. Then habang nag-engage yung army namin, tinatry ko mag-drop as much as possible. Kaya ayun, siguro doon ako lumamang, na-stop ko yung ibang upgrades niya. And may time ata na 2-2 ako or 3-3 tapos 1-1 lang siya.
Yeah, that was something big.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah.
For guys who don't speak Filipino, basically, Xenos using his abilities, using invisibility, using the dropships to flank, and huge EMP is also doing all the things in the world. But but there you go, Mr. Xenos, you are a back-to-back champion, not only winning out 2v2 but also 1v1. Is it time to get back into Grandmaster? Is it time to get back into international competition? Is Mr. Xenos back?
It's for you to decide.
I already decided a long time ago. My heart always been a big fan, Mr. Phil. Everyone. If you see our old team from Overwatch, everyone's going different things right now. And hey, it's great to have you back in in your bread and butter in your home that is StarCraft 2. And congratulations. Now, what we have one question for you.
See, he's in the
I
chat
see.
right now. He's
That's
saying
what I said.
Tempest.
Shut the fuck up,
Kill-
Panda. We're talking
Killing
to
you.
Aren't you listening to me? I literally said that we are both right because I was questioning why would he go Stargate in the first place. You were like, oh, this is Tempest. And he said, Tempest are for liberators. And did Mr. Phil have many liberators there?
He tanks.
Still barking on the wrong tree. Mr. Phil,
Okay.
Mr. Sinas, can you please calm Panda the fuck down?
No.
I was trying to discuss the clash and he still kept insisting to focus on the Stargates. For the whole time you're attacking that third base, he did not stop. He did not
That's because
give
he's
in.
Protoss.
It's because you're
Biased!
Biased.
I thought you were my friend.
Hindi, di nga nanalo.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I
Oh
love
my
you,
gosh.
but I have to do something about. I don't have to say though, Mr. Phil. Well, you have 2 ROG headsets now. What is the plan with it?
He's gonna sell it.
I gave the other one to my father.
Ah.
Happy Father's
Wow.
Day.
Happy Father's Day! Yay! So
Yay.
family first, but there you go, Mr. Xenos. Congratulations, our QT4 champion. You are back where you belong in QT5 because you are forced to play with the big boys there again. Back where you belong in the big boys table, and I can't wait to have the Cal versus Phil matchup again to remind me of the good old days. But hey, congratulations again. Now it's your time to shout out anyone you wanna say hi to.
Wala na.
Hindi, pwede pa
Ayun,
naman,
shoutout
pwede
ulit sa
naman.
girlfriend ko. Shoutout pala kay Pobs and Mark, kay Blazer, tsaka kay Floki. Tinulungan nila ako kanina kung ano yung dapat kong gawin, kung ano yung lacking sa akin. Tsaka, ayun, Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, indeed.
Happy
And-
Father's Day, Daks.
Happy Father's
'Cause
Day,
you're-
Happy.
You're my daddy.
I mean, we're in the wrong game now, bud. You're on the wrong game now, bud. I miss you. I miss you too. But hey, okay.
Oh my
it's-
gosh.
Thank you, Mr. Phil, for your time and really appreciate everything about it. Now, guys, it is time to call it quits for the SCPH quarantine tournament. I am an hour and 47 minutes late because
Oh my
of
God.
someone not winning 3-0 instead of 3-2. But but is it his fault? No, DavidBane putting up such a good fight. I gotta say, really big kudos to both our finalists. And they took really hard pass. I think for DavidBane, even shutting down so many of the veterans in the bracket that we noticed before the game. But hey, Mr. Xenos still showing that he is the one on top after all of that. But it has been an absolutely great time. And reminder, guys, that our giveaway that I'll be showing one more time on the screen.
Follow
It
the
will-
mechanics.
Follow the mechanics, answer those questions, and we will be announcing the winner tomorrow during the Masters Plus bracket. Our 3 questions: what is the complete product name of the game keyboard? What is the name of the caster who hosted this? Or as Missile says, the handsome caster who is the sponsor also of our gaming keyboard. Type those down on the FB page, and you can stand a chance to win the gaming keyboard. And this tournament has been brought to you by ROG Internet Cafe, Block Moment Hobbies, Pouchin, Ender by Agster Stella Cookie Raigeki, and of course presented to you by DLS Missile and Daks, who has been joined today by Malapates, Extinct, as well as PandaUser. It is now time for us to call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for tuning on in for that one. That was an amazing grand finals. I think that was the best grand finals I've ever seen in the Gold to Diamond bracket, really bringing out all the stops. And thank you guys for dropping the knowledge again. It's been a pleasure to have you And if you guys are waiting on for the Taiwan-Hong Kong bracket, then here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're English speaking or not, we are going to be moving on to the bigger tournament. But I can't wait to see our Filipino players join tournaments like that. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming. I've been Daks. Joining me for this last one was PandaUser. Have a good night. And we'll see you guys in just a bit for another StarCraft tournament.
Yay, yay!